up unmonetized with where I'm
All right.
at.
Well, we're there.
Hello.
So, hi guys. No, not quite sure because I'm going to go on the bigger computer, which isn't necessarily behaving. So, because the other one is busy rendering I'm going to re-render.
And meanwhile, I'm out here.
It's a delicate balance I don't want to mess up. So that's good. Kick on the monetization there.
I'm trying to, but it's not letting me on this damn thing.
Yeah.
And I can't reach the laptop because of where I had to set up because of the puzzle stuff I'm working on.
Mm.
This ticked me off.
I didn't do one for that either. Okay.
Welcome to the world of streaming crazy people.
Whoops. Just cut that out then.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Thank you, baby girl. What the heck, cat? Baby girl. Okay, yes, you want to lay on my lap. I get it. I'm trying to dig through the studio and figure out how to do things.
Monetization the other night. So
yeah, you froze for a minute.
I'm not surprised.
Give me a sec here. This is the baby girl. Sit. You crazy pushy cat.
Guess let's get out of that.
What part of stop squirting closer up on me and demanding attention is hard for you?
All of it.
She's like, but you're sitting still and I'm right here.
And she's an attention whore. So.
Oh, God. When I get out here, she's really bad with it.
Yeah.
She clings to me the whole time I'm trying to get stuff done. It is ridiculous. And she's doing it now. She's literally laying here where she's wrapped all the way around my backside, laying across my leg, with her front paws holding the inside of my skirt and clinging. And just purring, happy as can be. Like, yay, I own you. And I can take her down and I can put her on the floor over and over and over again. And she'll just climb back up again. Isn't that right? Purrs. So, to those who are curious, TJ, to those who are curious what I'm talking about, this little thing does not like me to do anything that doesn't involve her. Hello, TJ. So I'm in a bit of a piss mood, and I won't go into the details except for to say I am sick and tired of fake friends and fake claimers. I have had my freaking fill of it. If I hear one more person, hi CJH, one more person say that if there's a period of time when you're not ticking, it's proof that you don't have Tourette's. I'm going to start smacking you guys upside the head with the DSM-5 first of all. Anyway,
now that idiot responded, "You're just mad because I called you out." Said, "No, we're laughing our asses off because it's just an ignorant moron."
Oh no, I've laughed so hard the other night.
Oh yeah.
I'm mad at the people that I consider friends who pull that shit.
Yeah.
Get that clear. That does piss me off.
Yeah.
But trolls doing it? Oh, I laugh at you.
Yeah.
I didn't even know the idiot responded.
God damn it. Oh, like damn time. What? Yes, dear. Including my wheelchair. Yes, that's why Rosetta has full admin thing. She can take over. I have to break away. Do keep up 007. Oh, yeah.
How are you guys doing?
I don't know. It's called the
the
phone ringing. I don't care right now. That's it. Yeah. Well, they should know better not to call that number. Okay, a little local news here, I guess, in L.A. Rob Burnett experienced a 2.9 earthquake last night, just past midnight. Epicenter was like 4.5 miles from his house. So they felt like a bomb going on. So,
okay, that does not help.
What?
I just ticked and smashed part of the puzzle I put together apart.
Okay, well. I gotta take a look at, see what the phone was.
I'm trying to finish these puzzles and get them glued together to use for artwork, and it's not working that great. I'm very sedated today, but it's not seeming to work much. It's got a bit of effect.
Hello?
Hi, this is Adam with Home Medical Supply.
Yeah, mute there. Well, normally I would kind of concur that's not a big deal. When things are already tumultuous and damaged and fragile, it can be a much bigger deal. I'm taking a bunch of different puzzles and gluing them together to make some different poster art. And I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff finished, so that's why I'm a little scattered right now. That's why I'm out here with the cat climbing on me like a little psychopath. I'm going to have to set you down. I can't have you up here while I'm using glue. Come here. Come on. Come on. Here, pussy, pussy. I love you. Orange juice. Good girl. Come on. Let's get you on the floor, sweetie. Hey, that's cool. Did you want to come in and talk about it? You're welcome in here. Unlike some of the people that I've known for a while who I am absolutely done with. Because I can spend a moment, pull my phone up, and send you the link if you want to join. I know this is not my... All right, this is not my normal place I'm at when I'm doing this shit, but I'm having a little fun with this. Give me just a moment here. No! Shut up! I am a little overwhelmed. I know you can be overwhelmed and you can be underwhelmed. Can you ever just be whelmed? I think you can in Europe. I know there's people that are all confused because I didn't used to tick to this level. It's like, believe it or not, things can happen that can make ticks worse. It doesn't mean you weren't ticking before. I know that's such a complex thing. No, crass humor is fun. Despite some people's attitude when you don't like their joke. But that's another thing I won't go into. I hope you're doing well. Price is right. I did send the link, TJ. I'm not sending the link to most people today. And that's nothing against anybody out there. A lot of crap was pulled on me in the last week, and I just don't want to deal with most people unless I have certain behaviors in mind. You aren't allowed up here while I'm working with the glue. Get down. That's good. It's actually pretty warm over here today, and I got some interesting photos when I was out this morning. Not just the Kestrel up close or some of the hawk stuff, but I have some photos that I had to deal with right away and report in because I found the swarm of eagles, and I found why they were swarming. And the reason they were swarming was because they found the poacher dump site along the river, and it was fresh meat. So the eagles swarmed it. So I took pictures and videos of the eagles swarming it while I reported it to DNR to track the poacher. Yay, right?
I just caught the last little bit of it because I was joining the stream, but it sounds like you caught a poacher. What?
Well, we don't know the details on who it was yet. Basically, I followed a flock of eagles who discovered a fresh poacher dump site.
Oh, wow.
Because they're not much for carrion, but they will if it's fresh meat that really has that blood smell.
Yeah.
They will swarm it.
No kidding.
And I got some interesting pictures of them, including one of them. I got a video clip of one of them screeching at another one while trying to carry part of it off.
Nuts.
Like, I'm not sharing with you. But what I'm working on right now, let me see if I can get this some angle here. Is trying to glue up the puzzles so I can use them for artwork here, if you can kind of see.
Ooh, yeah. A windmill.
It's a 8-piece set from Thomas Kincaid that I'm working on right now. So I'm not going to leave the camera angled like this for now. Not because I don't like these, but because I can't see the chat then. I also finished a gnome one. That's in the ones I have to glue up. So
it looks like I'm sitting between and slightly past Chekhov and Sulu there.
I lean more towards being around Chekhov. You don't know what's. Never mind. I'm not gonna. I have issues with a certain actor. Let's just put it that way. Not the lifestyle or the sexuality, the abusive stuff he said about having that lifestyle and sexuality.
Yes.
Including doing an interview where he basically admitted to it as they
Yeah, that was not okay. Oops.
I could check it in a few minutes here, and I will. Price is Right. Once I finish gluing the first puzzle here, because I kind of have a limited time, I'll pull that up and take a look. So it's like, I don't like him. I don't care which side you're on. I don't care which sexuality. When you say you're acting that way towards a date, it's like,
yeah, don't.
Yeah,
basic rule: don't be a sex pest.
Okay, what did I just walk in on?
We were bitching about the guy.
What?
My eardrums, Bob.
She comes out of the thing. I've got the headphones on.
I'm glad I was not wearing headphones just now.
So I've been finishing up a whole bunch of different puzzles, and the small ones I'm going to put in my art books with the diamond art, and the large ones I'm going to frame up and add details to and put up on the walls. Same as the large diamond arts.
Fancy. I'm waiting on a package to do a kind of an artistic DIY project where I'm going to be wrapping the new telescope in sparkly purple color shift automotive vinyl.
Apparently, I'm going to be making more Grinch ornaments than I was originally planning. I make stuff for Christmas year round.
Nice.
Have
you heard the uncensored Grinch song?
Yes. Anyway, the reason I make stuff year round is because I have a very, very huge family. B, I do a lot of stuff for multiple different church groups. And C, I'm the one that thinks it's nice to carry like a bunch of little mini gift packs you put together in your purse and give them out to strangers that seem stressed in the stores when you're in Christmas season.
That's nice. I like that.
Because it doesn't cost you much, but it sure can make somebody who's basically on the verge of going postal on people cheer up.
Yeah.
So I go through usually a few thousand gifts every Christmas season. So I kind of make them year round. So I ordered a bunch of these Diamond Art coasters because they're really sturdy wood or resin, depending on the company. And all I do is drill a hole at the top if I want the whole hung style, or I put a hook epoxied into the back after. I attach the ribbon to that. And I ordered a set of Grinch ones to do for some Grinch ornaments for my mother. And they had an error in it. So the same as, there was a Diamond Art issue the same way last year where I had a set that I ordered, which was 12 Diamond Arts in this nature scene style, right? And when they sent it to me, one of the 12 was the wrong one. And unfortunately, the one that was missing was kind of important. Well, again, I bought this Diamond Art kit for the Grinch, and the one that I really wanted to make the most, the one that I thought was just freaking wicked and adorable, was missing, and another one of the others had two of it.
Oh, Lord.
Now, because these are done through third-party sellers, they cannot have you send it back. It's more expensive to return it. So what they do, so they don't screw over the sellers as well for a small error, is unless it's a really big error, they just refund you the sale price and have you reorder it.
Boy.
So you end up with double. And the seller gets more money, and you get more stuff. And the only person who's actually paying money for this replacement is Amazon.
That's not too bad.
It's like, that's one policy I'm actually okay with Amazon having.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
They have a lot of issues, but that's one I think is actually the best way to protect both sides.
Yeah, I have to say, as much as I have, complaints with Amazon as a company, dealing with like returns and stuff is
in most ways they have serious issues with having a lot of charges laid on them on medical stuff. Because they've had a lot of sellers will not list all of the ingredients, so you don't know that you're allergic to stuff in the meds until you get them, and they will not refund meds.
Damn, that's fucked up.
So there's issues to it. Definitely improve.
Yeah, the only med-related stuff is my methylfolate supplements that I have to get from them, because the only stuff you can get through pharmacies costs like $200 a month.
I've still got some people very I've had a lot of slings and arrows even from some of the old friends with all the stuff with the Tourette's, because ever since the lightning, it went from mostly just physical twitches and tics that they could kind of dismiss as hyperactivity with weird outbursts that were a little less overt to just being basically super Tourette's. And I'm sitting there going, well, look at it this way. I've had the tics, spasms, and the outbursts that I couldn't control since I was 4. So obviously, it's always been there, right?
Yeah.
I got struck by lightning. It rewired the electromagnetic system in my body.
Yeah.
That's going to change shit.
No kidding. And as someone, it's not exactly the same thing, but it's like, I understand allostatic load. I understand how that can change over the course of a lifetime. I know how it influences autism. I can understand how it would be similar for Tourette's.
Well, it's also, I've talked to a lot of neurologists over the last year and a half dealing with this. And one of the other common, that is very nice, Price is Right. I hope it came out really well. I will definitely check it out and message you back in a bit here when I'm not in the middle of this glue and kind of struggling with it. That's why I glue it on these dollar store poster boards. So if I screw up, if I get glue on the surface I'm on, if I damage something, what am I out?
Yeah.
because I am just a ticky little thing. But it's like, so, but I've also talked to a lot of these neurologists, and it's not uncommon with people with Tourette's to have it develop between the age of 4 and 7, and to have it get milder about time they hit college age, and then get worse when you hit middle age.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing from other people with Tourette's.
Because I know a lot of people, even without the lightning issue I had, who had mild stuff that was easy to disguise and suppress.
I mean, your brain is all electrical signals. What is a fucking lightning strike? How's the hell does somebody think that's going to affect somebody's brain? Probably not in a good way. This isn't a damn 90s inspirational pseudo sci-fi movie.
Oh, I mean, and look, I had a bunch of friends who we had fun with it when I got struck by lightning. We had polls done whether this was going to be my arc as a superhero or a supervillain and which superpowers I'd get. I'm part of a nerd culture. What do you want, right?
Exactly.
But it's the ones that act serious, like it was supposed to be like something else, or I wasn't supposed to have these side effects or stuff. It's also these people who like tracked me down because of that video that was posted a few months ago. And they will literally scroll through all my old videos and all my old shorts to try to find 30-ish seconds where I don't look that ticky to complain and say I'm faking.
I don't understand people who take ableism to the point of harassment.
Well, to me, the part that cracks me up about this is that there's nobody with Tourette's who's ticking nonstop.
No.
We would not be able to function if we were.
I'm also not melting down nonstop. I mean, it's just math.
Mm-hmm. So,
and it's like, you see somebody in a wheelchair who stands up out of the chair to get something off top shelf. You automatically assume they have absolutely no need of a wheelchair, rather than, they probably deal with chronic pain issue and can only walk for 30 seconds at a time.
Well, the thing is, most people in wheelchairs still have to get themselves in and out of them to do different things. They're not in the wheelchair 24/7 usually. Very rarely does that happen. And when they do, they have carers to help them.
Yeah. But there's also a lot of people who are ambulatory wheelchair users who can walk, but maybe for only like 30 seconds at a time before they start suffering crippling pain that leaves them devastated for days or weeks at a time.
It should be. We just got a wheelchair for that very reason. It's sitting in the front room.
His wife, I was going to say, actually.
I mean, it's the vitriol with people who don't understand disability go to pick apart reasons. I don't get it. I just don't understand.
We had a group of neighbors decide when my dad was put fully on canes because of muscular dystrophy that he was just a lazy Indian who wanted handouts to drink. None of this was true, mind you, but it happened. And they decided they were going to punish him for it by, just mass anonymous reporting, all kinds of fake stuff to CPS to harass us.
Oh my fucking God.
And this is when I was about the age of 5.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And even the CPS guys are going, look, under this state, we can't do anything. We can't make them leave a name. We can't prove who it is. And we have to investigate if it's called in. Get away from these people. Get out of here. Because it was like, they're not going to stop. They are absolutely going to keep trying to hurt you. And even the people investigating hated them. And yes, some states have gone to, you can't just anonymously report. You have to, you can be held accountable if it's clear abuse of it now in some states. We need more of those steps. But
yeah. There is so much abuse of reporting and CPS.
I've seen so many really horrible parents strung out on drugs, not have their kids taken away, report after report. And yet I have seen parents for nothing who've never done a thing wrong have their kids taken. And it does not make sense. And this is somebody who's done inner city outreach with disabled kids and hardship pregnancies and stuff for a long time in her life. It does not make sense.
I saw someone get their kids taken away because legitimately a Karen who thought she was an employee of, who thought that the person I knew was an employee of Walmart, but was just a customer, didn't serve her, so she got angry, followed her to her home to find out where she lived, and then called CPS on her.
Oy, oy, oy.
And it put her in a fucking world of hurt because she had weed in her house.
And I had, meanwhile, I had a
Pre-legalization shit.
I had a coworker in college who I reported repeatedly. We knew she was doing crystal meth and shit. We knew she was doing all kinds of drugs. We knew she was leaving her toddler unsupervised often. We reported it, multiple of us reporting it all the time. Nothing was ever done to this woman. One of those things that just pisses you off.
Yeah.
And look,
I've
I
seen
am
so much of that
empathetic to
crap
those
first.
in addiction and those going through this stuff in regards to they need help. They're not always in full control of how they're acting out and stuff. Does not mean they have a right to have the kids while they're going through that.
Yeah, that only goes so far.
Yeah. Amen.
But I've been
Lifeless. Superman, Batman cartoon with John Burns doing a Man of Steel where Superman meets Batman. They're taking out this rather very vicious thing, but this gal was, very horribly saying, "Yes, I feel sorry for her, but I feel sorry for her victims."
like, when all this stuff happens and there's these things, anytime there's a violent crime, even when they take out the criminal, I still feel bad for the criminal's family. I still feel bad for the people involved that aren't them. I still have a Christian empathy for the soul of the person who died because they were psycho. I don't know where people lost their hearts, but they did. And this is the thing that I've got people literally try to fake claim me because you didn't tick this much before. It's like, but I did tick. I had people trying to fake claim me and saying I was faking the stuff when I started streaming when I was 34.
Oh, it's done.
That was a while ago, Peaches. I'm like, and it drives me nuts going, I've been doing this nearly 7 years now. And all you guys keep saying.
And it's the exact same lazy criticism that these kinds of assholes direct towards every disability and every disabled person. It's the exact same fucking thing, and it's tiring.
The fakes do exist, but they're not as common as people make them out to be.
No.
And B, usually people faking these kinds of things is because they have serious mental health issues and really need help. And it's a cry for attention.
Yeah.
They can't
so
keep it up
even if somebody's faking it, it's not somewhere to not be compassionate.
Okay, I'm gonna
and honestly, it speaking from experience, it would be a shitty way to make a living as a con artist because it doesn't get you very damn far.
Although the episode about Lilith's brother and his con job on Frasier was actually really brilliant.
I never watched Frasier, so
basically what ends up being is this con artist brother that his ex-wife had, that every time he shows up is stealing from them, shows up at Frasier's door confessing to be changed in a wheelchair. And you go through the whole episode of Frasier trying to prove him a fraud, and nothing works to prove him a fraud. He even throws him out of the wheelchair at one point, and he actually does the falling on the floor and injured and stuff. Eventually, Frasier gives in and goes, no, this change must be really real. And right after he gives in and helps the guy, he catches something, runs out, and finds his wheelchair abandoned in the hall. It's like
that, and how much do you wonder if how to what degree that penetrated popular culture and just perpetuated
I mean, con artists have been known to fake illnesses to get money out of people
Yeah.
who knew they were con artists. Usually there's a long con game in that one. Like, I've exhausted every other avenue. This person knows I'm full of shit, so I need to get their sympathy. You know?
It's a shitty way to live along the way. To have whatever hypothetical payoff you could get from that. And speaking as somebody who is just a fucking disabled person trying to get by day to day.
It's really shitty for us to constantly have to deal with fake claimers and people going, well, this changed in you. It's like, well, very, very rarely are our disabilities going to be static and not change.
Yeah.
It's like
that's
all
why
the
I'm
people
alienated
going,
from my dad, honestly.
It's all the people going onto my videos and streams going, where's your Tourette's? It's like, have you even watched people like Sweet Anita stream, who's well-documented case? We don't tick constantly. She doesn't even tick constantly. She'll have long periods talking to people between the ticks.
Yeah.
The extreme level of Tourette's you have to be constantly ticking is actually really insane.
And very, 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 very rare.
All right.
Yes. And they go, well, you're swearing in your ticks, and speech ticks and swearing ticks aren't common. It's like, no, they're not common, but that doesn't mean they don't exist.
Yeah.
Okay. One video done, the other one set up.
They go, well, how can you have all these different rare conditions? It's like, because once you have something rare that throws your body out of alignment, other conditions are comorbid.
Rare,
It's
not
almost
impossible.
like our body's systems are connected in a way.
And it's
who'd have
almost like
thunk
we're
it?
all unique, right?
Gee, you
I'm
can have
allergic to my own fucking tears, for fuck's sakes. Anyway, go ahead, Bob. Sorry.
You can have more than one thing at once? Golly. Yeah.
I literally had somebody who was a supposed neurologist sit there and look at me and go, you can't have Tourette's and autism at the same time. It's like,
watch me.
Why? Why? The question then is why? What is it in your research or knowledge base that says such a foolish fucking thing?
And I looked at him, and what you do actually realize that the Mayo Clinic lists them as comorbidities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they just looked at me like, oh.
But that means more work for them, that they don't want to do.
Because, here's the thing. The rates of people who have Tourette's, who also have autism, is over 30%.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the odds with both of them not being huge percents of the population, of the overlap being that big, if there was not a reason they're tied together?
Well, here's what I want to know how crazy it gets. It's like I had pediatricians when I was a kid identify that I had autistic traits, but dismiss that I could possibly have autism because I knew how to read at a very young age. I knew how to read before I reached the age of 2.
Yeah.
Like I was a year and a half, roughly, when I actually started reading. That's called hyperlexia. We now know that is almost universally an autistic trait when it happens.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, my niece did. She taught herself to read over my shoulder while I was teaching her brother to read when she was 2.
My mom used alphabet flashcards on me while she was changing my diaper as an infant.
My parents were trying to deal with surviving when I was little, but when I turned 3, my brother decided he was going to teach me to read. And he was going to teach me to read with what he was interested in at the time. So 3 years old, I learned to read with Shakespearean poetry.
I started on Shakespeare when I was 6.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I am a nerd girl. All this shit people talk about, like To Kill a Mockingbird, War and Peace, and all these kinds of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading between the ages of 5 and 8.
Yeah.
To learn to read at the age of 3 from Shakespearean sonnets. That is hyperlexia, absolutely.
So
It's like
Google gobble, google gobble. One of us.
I'm suddenly getting fight from the Princess Bride. Plato, Socrates, morons.
That's how come I still have damage to my lip. Damn it. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, so me and my sister may have taken those nice 80s metal tent poles and tried to reenact the cliff scene from Princess Bride.
No.
And then my
Yeah.
sister tripped.
Yeah. Whoops.
And that stupid metal pole came with momentum, hit here, cut a hole out of my lip, and chipped the teeth behind
Yeah.
it.
I have a confession, man. I'm not really left-handed. I'm not left-handed either.
I am, though.
Sphincter
Yeah.
clench.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was somewhere around 6, 7 when this happened. And yeah, I actually have a permanent scar here and sometimes speak out the side of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
But I tried to tell my mom I wasn't going to sword fight again after that.
Bullshit.
It may be one of my special interests for almost 40 years anyway.
Mhm.
I may have a collection of swords. I may be now starting to collect Lego swords to build and keep on my shelves too.
Mhm.
Ooh.
I may have a little hyperfixation.
Suddenly, I kind of want to have a
Yeah.
display of a Lego Batleth and a Lego Lirpa full size on my wall.
I wonder if one of the knockoff companies actually made a Batleth, or somebody.
I heard a rumor
I'm sure someone's
that,
working on
that
it.
that
Bob,
Lego
get
is
searching.
good. I heard a rumor that Lego
Yeah.
is going to be releasing official Star Trek kits in November.
Rumor is they're going to be doing an Enterprise D.
An Enterprise D that's going to be around 3,600 pieces, Lego Icons collection,
Okay,
and
but I want
and
the
a price
knockoff
tag.
companies.
And
Lego
a
is
price tag
overpriced
on
as
that, yeah.
hell, and
Yeah.
a lot of the knockoff companies actually make more solid locking blocks than Lego does.
Mhm.
Lego has gotten, honestly, way overpriced for what they make now,
Yeah.
and not as good as some of the other companies anymore.
Mm.
I will say I've been doing a lot of the little mini blocks and different knockoff brands, but yeah, the company that made the block sword I did is actually a Japanese company that makes Lego-like stuff, and their company includes having different block sets for doing like a bunch of the Demon Slayer and anime swords.
Ooh, nice.
It's like, and I want to get a bunch of those. There you go. I do.
Yeah, I'm suddenly tempted to do like a Lego Lirpa, Mechleth, Batleth, Diktog. Oh, if I could figure out a Lego Diktog that has the opening snap open
Here's
mechanism.
another thing for these idiots who always want to spam and harass the medical conditions.
Mhm.
And Anita talked on this on stuff. One of the first things that neurologists and psychologists will teach you when teaching you how to deal with tics and stims and stuff is you do it less when you're hyper focused.
Mhm.
When your brain hyper focuses, it actually helps stop it. So people who sit there and go, well, look at all these art streams where you're not really ticking. It's like my brain is in hyperdrive. It doesn't have the extra neurons to go for that right then.
It's like I think could be said that part of Tourette's is when your mind kind of wanders and thing you do that. Normally we got a filter that keeps that stuff from being expressed.
Never let your man's mind wander. It's too little to be out alone.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck off.
Never underestimate our ability to interrupt a conversation.
Oh no, Steph is a queen at it.
Yeah. It's horrible timing. Yeah, but basically
I'll be back in just a couple minutes. I need to go refill my ice water.
so I think that Tourette's is basically a case where that filter has been burned out and stuff comes out. Whereas if you direct all the attention, okay, no, we need that RAM elsewhere. You can't go out. You're not allowed. And it don't hit, and you don't tick. That capacity
As much. My feet are still almost always
Yeah.
ticking.
Yeah.
And that's the thing people don't know. It's like,
Yeah.
or I've had people say, well, there's streams of you driving. You can't drive if you have Tourette's. It's like, depends.
You have the link. Get your ass in here. I'll get your damn package. Just get one. Oh, God.
It's like, that depends on the level of Tourette's whether or not you can drive with it.
Where is it?
Okay. So, yes, Tourette's is not that simple. And yes, if you're working on something, you are less likely to tick. It doesn't mean you don't. It means it's not going to happen as much, as often, or as hard. Also, once these have set, flip them over and glue the other side. I put those over there to dry. Take the one I'm currently putting together and put it to the side over here. I'm going to rotate the stack on top of it. So that I can glue together my gnome. It's a gnome. No me, no me, no me, no me, no me, no me. No me, no me.
Another book.
It's a book.
I'm not drowning in Batmobile parts. We're drowning in books. No, you're going to blame the whole thing on one eye. No.
Oi, 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 oi.
Oi, oi, oi. Okay. Where are we at here?
I'm gluing together a giant gnome.
Mm-hmm.
It might actually be the same size as the actual gnome.
Mm-hmm.
Look it.
Yeah, that's about life size.
Where's the gnome when we need him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's over 2 feet tall. I think we're being generous.
Mm-hmm.
Let the damn wife in.
Okay.
Now, Steph.
Out in the living room.
Steph.
Yes.
Can you not be too
What?
loud or bitchy? I love you.
Yeah, long as he doesn't use my wheelchair for trash removal.
Why not? If it helps him carry it.
And we got a lot of trash to carry on.
Yeah, well, the thing is, breaks on that chair ends up being charged to me.
Nothing's gonna break on the damn thing. It's just gonna be bloating on the seat and falling out. God. The more damage with you riding in it.
Blow me.
Yeah, you know I'm right.
Steph, I've let my husband
Yeah?
use my knee scooter to help him move stuff. Those things aren't cheap either, by the way.
Yeah.
I will say when I was at the zoo taking pictures and I was still on the knee scooter, I kind of pushed the boundaries of what I was allowed to do with that knee scooter. I was riding it around to get faster from one zone to another.
More like a skateboard.
Kind of, yeah. It was kind of like a bike skateboard. I just kick off hard with the other leg and then just slide to the next spot.
Oh. How are the
Because
furballs?
admitting you're just as big a child as the rest of us here. So.
I don't deny that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The fur balls are furry. Duh.
Well, yeah, I know that. I just wanted to know how they were doing.
Evil incarnate.
Part of being cats. It's in the job description.
Yeah, well.
I still find it funny. There's a famous cat with over 1 million followers that has almost the exact same description and look as Ornery.
Hmm.
To the point where I've actually literally had some people find my page through it and ask if this was the same cat.
Mm.
I'm like, no. I didn't know the other one existed until people told me.
Mm.
And then I started watching going, holy crap. I mean, Ornery's legs are a little bit taller than that one, but it's like literally when they're laying or close up to the face or something,
Mhm.
it's hard to tell the difference.
Well, one thing I gotta say is
Hmm.
cats definitely provide some comic relief in stressful times.
Well, that's what another part of the job description.
Eat a dick.
Be unremittingly evil and also comically stupid. So,
While also brilliant and devious and also
Mhm.
cute and adorable.
often within a 5-minute period.
I mean, like that time when baby girl was comforting you while stealthily reaching for the CBD.
You obsess over the same stories too long.
That one was too fucking cute.
Yes. Both can be true. It can be cute and you could be too obsessed.
Meh.
Yeah.
I would suggest therapy for you, but at least you're actually getting some.
Yeah.
I'm gluing together a life-size gnome puzzle. It's about 2 feet tall.
Mm.
It's not literally our gnome. It's a gnome. But
Plausible deniability.
How is our?
Short and annoying. Oh.
I
the
don't
gnome.
think it's that annoying.
Oh, the gnome can be extremely annoying. He's proud of it.
Ay.
Why do you think he gets along with me so well?
I have returned with a replenished supply of bean juice.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to be farty.
Coffee bean juice.
Mm.
That still makes a lot of people gassy.
Yeah.
And I'm just snarky too.
Besides,
Mhm.
it's technically not beans.
Staff,
True.
very boring me.
Don't blow the joking.
Yeah. Bite me.
I'm going to say this is the first time in a long time I've heard a husband say his wife's name and then say, don't blow. I'm terrible, aren't I, TJ?
Speaking of snarky, if you remember the channel Snarky J Cosplay?
Honestly, you're nothing compared to my mom. My mom actually was a professional insult comic for a while.
Ah.
Wow.
I will
True
also
facts.
say, on air, nobody has heard how bad I get.
Well, let me
That's why
just
when
say,
people get offended at the way I talk to them on air, I'm sitting there going, oh, you sweet summer child, you.
let me put it this way. When people use a your mom joke on me, I can't help but smirk a bit because my mom is the queen of your mom jokes.
Hey.
Let's just say at one point I did do a stream where while she wanted to be off camera, I brought my mom on for a few hours.
She
Bob,
used to
how
be-
would you define that?
The general sentiment was, oh, that's where she gets it from. Okay.
My mom was involved in a stage show at the Arizona Renaissance Festival that was also done at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival and is now actually done at comedy clubs in Minneapolis. But a show called Vilification Tennis, which was a competition of insult volleys. And my mom came up with some really raunchy stuff.
I have too. The thing is, I am actually surprised at which insult was the one that got the most offense by
Mhm.
anybody ever. Because it's actually one of the tamest things I ever said. I told a woman that she was the festering boil on the ass of society.
Oh,
That's
honey.
pretty tame.
That's really tame,
All
especially
things
compared to half the
considered,
shit
yeah.
I say.
Yeah,
She was so offended.
that was downright poetic compared to what you.
Hey, what I say is
Honey.
usually poetic, but it's also usually
Mhm.
What was the name of that comic duo that was at Colorado Ren Fair?
Puke and Snot.
They hit all of them.
Oh yeah.
Puke and Snot. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
that's right.
I'm familiar with Colorado Ren Fair. I'm just to the south of where that is.
Oh, they also hit.
They were also Minnesota. They were all over the place.
They've done Houston, Memphis. They.
Are you over near Colorado then?
I am in Colorado Springs.
Uh-huh.
On the west side
Whoa.
of Colorado Springs, in the shadow of Cheyenne Mountain and NORAD.
Mm-hmm.
Any comment, Bob?
Nice area. They do have fun with the Stargate connection though, because there's a one.
Yep.
They do the NORAD tour, and there is a room that is labeled as Stargate Command. It's a broom
So does
closet.
this mean when I do come over to meet Bob and Steph in person, I have to meet you too, TJ?
Oh, is Bob in Colorado too?
Wheat Ridge. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to come visit, and we'll have to do an astronomy night.
That's going to require a working vehicle, which we currently have none. No.
My poor car has almost 300,000 miles on it.
Mhm.
Granted,
My
I've
poor
had
car
it
was
for 8
totaled in
years, and
November, and I don't
Yeah.
have one now.
Yeah.
granted, I've had it for 8 years, and I got it brand new, but
Mm-hmm.
actually over 8 years now. It was the end of 2016 I got
Yeah.
it.
One thing I gotta say is never go to Red Rocks when it's like really windy. Entire
I
concert
just
because it got really windy.
I just got startled by something looking in my window, and hang on.
Welcome to my living room.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, a deer.
Yeah. And just out of view, there's more out in the yard.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. That's the reason why you can't raise tulips out here. It's like no, they'll grow, but the deer come down and eat them.
I'm in the middle of the city, and I've seen everything from deer, beavers,
Yeah. Mhm.
even a wolf in this freaking neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, pretty much all of it in my yard.
Yeah.
And I'm in the middle of the city.
Oh yeah.
And I remember one time when we were still over at Bob's old house, there was this, I always had to sit out on the back porch to smoke because his parents didn't smoke. And one night I was sitting out there when this raccoon, bold as brass, comes up nearly all the way to the table.
Oh yeah, it's a very, very brave raccoons on that.
Have you ever seen videos of the guy up outside of Boulder, in the hills outside of Boulder, who's a banjo player who when he's practicing out in his front yard, a wild fox shows up all the time?
I haven't seen that, but
Yeah, search YouTube for banjo
I'm not
player
surprised.
fox.
Yeah.
It's some genuine Disney princess shit, and what's funny is the guy's actually an old friend of mine from way back.
Yeah.
He's in a band up in Boulder called Leftover Salmon.
Oh yeah, we know. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Andy Thorne, who's the banjo player from Leftover Salmon. I knew
yeah.
him before he joined Leftover Salmon when he was playing him at Nurshi Band.
Mm-hmm.
Bob, how do animals react to me when I'm out and about?
It is Disney princess time. Yeah. No, Leftover Salmon again with that one track on Studio C, live from Studio C, KBCO. It's like them.
I've been listening to Leftover Salmon since I first saw them on the Forge tour
Should I
in
give up?
1996.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
I've kind of tried to say things like several times, and every time I start talking, you guys start up again.
No,
Oh,
guess what?
sorry.
Get in.
I'm not
jump
even
in.
sure what I was trying to say anymore because you guys keep
I
going.
apologize.
Okay, well,
I know you guys are excited, especially since you're finding out you know a lot of the same culture.
yeah.
I was like, I'm sitting there going, should I
Yeah,
just give up on trying to get this out? Because I don't know what I was saying
Hey,
anymore.
if I can
We
find a,
yield the floor.
hey, if we ever find a caricature
But I'm
Al
lost
Campos,
on it. Now I'm just
All
standing
right.
around with my thumb up in the air going,
Okay.
put up the color bar. Boo, yeah.
There's a
Can I
singer-
get a
Yeah, there's a singer from Johannesburg, I believe, that moved to Boulder. He's headquartered there now.
Hmm.
All right, so
Gregory Allen Isikoff.
the gnome is covered in
I
glue.
bet you a bit of one of his songs once.
I
I
have
think
to
that,
glue.
that almost needs to be written down somewhere as a card. The gnome is covered in glue. Yeah.
It's rare to run into other people who know LOS, considering
Yeah.
I've been a fan
Yeah.
of theirs since the Horde tour in '96.
Hmm.
Okay.
But no, that one track though,
So you guys want to see the
I
puzzle I
wanna
did
work
as my
at
main
Alfalfa's.
advent
Yeah.
during Christmas here
Hmm.
was actually all these kitties.
Yikes.
Oh,
Aww.
that's awesome.
I have to glue this thing together.
Yeah.
That's bitching.
Hmm.
It's an advent one, so it's literally like 24 days in a
Mhm.
grid where you do a little mini puzzle every day
Hmm.
and then connect them.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's kitties.
No,
That
when
is really
when
cute.
Alfalfa's returned to downtown Boulder, it's like the Dodgers returning to Brooklyn. Yeah. It's back.
Mm-mm.
If you listen to KBCO, I used to go to a lot of E-Town shows up in
Yeah.
Boulder.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
No, I interned there for a few months when I was in broadcast school.
Nice.
Back when they were still up in Boulder.
Yeah.
Way off of Pearl Street, right above Mike's cameras. Yeah.
That's why when you said Colorado
Oh.
Springs, you guys are in the same big metro area, basically.
Hmm.
Just
Well,
in different ends of it.
it's about 100 miles
Not really.
away. No,
There's a big
Well,
gap
100,
between
100 miles can still be the same metro. Look at the whole LA culture.
That's LA
You-
though.
Yeah, but I'm
There's
saying
wilderness
Brentwood.
between.
Yes, there is
Yeah.
empty space between Denver and Boulder.
It's-
Okay.
I'm not saying there
Like
isn't.
Denver and
You're not
Colorado Springs.
listening.
Yeah, I
Metro
know.
is supposed to count with any smaller cities or cities connected within so many miles. So if you have a space between them, it's only so many miles. They're still considered part of the same metro.
Not out here.
Yeah, not here.
Not here.
Under
No.
federal, under the international standards, you are, and that's what I
Fuck
count it
them.
as. So, I don't care if you guys want your own little culture. You're not that special. I mean,
No, it's like, I mean, Denver and Boulder are closer in that respect, and still, it's like, no, that's Boulder. We're not.
and I'm not saying that you guys are the same city, mind you. I'm saying
Yeah.
you're the same metro of cities, which is what I was saying when you interrupted to get all offended, you little bitches.
I don't know. There is quite a bit of separation between Denver, even
That's
Douglas
not
County.
what I said. You need to fucking shut up.
I know.
You're in the
Yeah,
same
shut the
metro
fuck up.
region. You're not in the same city. Listen, dumbass. I mean,
We're really just in the same state.
not even that. Your state's much wider than that.
I mean,
That's
there's
like me
several.
going-
There are several counties between us.
Yeah,
Of
That
which
does not-
counties of
that-
empty
okay.
land.
Fucking stop!
we share a freeway.
You're literally making me want to fucking punch something. Because that's
Sorry.
not what I said, and that's not the point. Metro areas are massive. Metro areas, New York, most of Jersey, and part of the states around them are all considered the metro area of New
Well,
York.
I know.
And there's
Tri-state
plenty of
area.
places where you have like 40, 50 miles between the cities. It's what you call a metro is a city with all the surrounding cities that share some culture and interaction, which is what I was trying to explain.
And
I am
then-
considered part of the metro to multiple cities, to both ends of the state, because
Mhm.
everything from Dubuque and Waterloo and Forts up there in Cedar Falls, through Cedar Rapids here down into Iowa City towards the whole Davenport and all that, all are considered part of this.
Yeah.
I've
Because
never
it's a
heard
zone.
that definition personally, so I didn't
it's
know
like
that.
Well,
the-
that's
the-
why I said metro region, not just city and metro. They're
Yeah, 'cause
different
those-
classifications.
There's also one of the things you said, interaction.
Denver and Colorado Springs really don't interact much.
Yeah, very separate cultures.
Yeah,
If
and
the
same
people
thing.
in the-
Denver and Boulder. Yeah.
The people in these cities don't interact much, but because they're that close together, there's a lot of trade and shipping between. That's what I was classifying it under.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's why I
trade and
said
shipping is
stop.
probably about the only thing.
That's about it. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
not saying you guys are the same city or any of that. You guys had to just get, and you wouldn't stop. And I was trying to explain it, and you wouldn't stop.
Yes, we're clarifying our local point here. Denver metro area is just
The
Denver
local point has
and the
nothing
suburbs.
to do with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
The city metro versus metro area are not the same classification, which is why they had nothing to do with it.
Mhm.
Which is why you needed to just let me finish so I could explain that to you. Because again, that just means they're within so many miles of each other, and there's a lot of in between because of that.
Mhm.
Mm.
Anytime.
I mean, technically, where my mom lives could be considered that for Rapid City, and she's 80 some miles away.
Yeah.
TJ, look in private.
Oh, geez.
What?
She did
Oh.
something in private chat.
Look in the private chat.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I don't really have a vehicle at the moment, so it's going to
No.
be.
Yeah, no, it's my number. She goes, okay.
Oh
Like I don't-
yeah.
Like I don't get enough calls on the stupid thing.
Well, I'm terrible about phones anyway,
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
you probably won't get a call from me anytime soon.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know I have
Ooh.
friends
All
regionally.
right.
Here.
Yeah. Mhm.
There's
I'm
a video that
ha-
Call Me Chris did that I connect
Mhm.
to a lot. Not just
Mhm.
her intrusive thought videos, which, oh God, I love those.
Mhm.
But this video she did about having somebody show up at your door and then call your phone when you're introverted and have anxieties. And she
Oh,
answers
yeah.
it and goes, "You're calling me out of the blue like this. It's literally drained my social battery. Why are you calling?" And stuff like that. With the person going, well, since I'm already outside, you want to hang out with me? No, click. Hangs up on her. Like,
Baby girl, what are you doing?
I have to say, I'm
I'm
part of
sitting
me
there
is
because I
considering
banned her
trying to
from
move
here.
to Olympia, Washington.
Huh.
oh, don't.
I don't know about Olympia, but
She
yeah.
just
Well, I
looks
have a
sad.
lot of very close friends who just moved there.
Okay.
And so it's like it's at this point it's like I have more roots there than I do here.
Yeah.
And I've always loved the Northwest.
There you go.
The land, yes. The people, I'm not so fond of.
Ah.
usually. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Mhm.
Bear in
Yeah.
mind when I say that my husband grew up on the outskirts of Seattle and up at Orcas
Mhm.
Island in those.
Yeah, and I have a huge amount of friends and family who have migrated
And
there in the last
I
few
met
years.
him. I met him in college in North Idaho and dealing with Washington State a lot because I lived really close to the state border.
Mhm.
So I've dealt with that area a lot,
Mhm.
actually. Holy shit. Like I said, the Northwest
Mhm.
area, the land, mwah. But a lot of the people, oh, yuck. I mean, granted, basically, where I lived in the nation up there, basically, as an
Mhm.
albino native chick.
Mhm.
So that was not a positive place.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Let's
my
say
friend
North
Cassidy,
Idaho's got
my
a lot
friend
of
Cassidy who
businesses.
just moved there is a similar albino
Mhm.
native
Mm.
Depending on the
situation.
tribe, there's actually more of us than people think.
Mhm.
The albinism rates in a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of tribes is actually really high. It's not that high in my tribe, but I'm still here. But
Mhm.
I mean, for fuck's sakes, how many people realize the singer Jules' mom is native?
Mhm.
But yeah, you're well, you're your same nation as my friend Cassidy, so
Mhm.
Which one?
Oglala.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, my
That'd
friend
be
Cassidy who just
that'd
moved
be-
to Olympia, who's basically my absolute best friend, is
that'd be
Oglala.
interesting because there's literally within a handful of diagnosed albinos in our tribe.
Mhm.
Ow.
Cassidy is half on her father's
Mhm.
side, Also deals with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and autism and shit.
Okay. Meow 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 meow. Sorry. I'm a little crazy sometimes. Those are times ending in "oh talk," right, Bob? You know, you just interrupted
the
me
rest
making
of
the
us
same
would know
basic
nothing
joke.
about that.
Steph, you've got to learn to listen. You literally just interrupted me and talked over me, making the same fucking joke about myself. I love you, girl, but sometimes, what the hell? I love ya.
Yeah.
Crazy old bitch. Hey, that's a tick from my mother, not her.
Ugh.
Yeah, we're all a little crazy and weird here. This is the land of misfit toys, after all. Gooble gobble,
Yeah.
gooble gobble.
Yeah, have you heard her latest tick, TJ? I just about died when I heard it.
Which one?
It started a couple nights ago when I was hanging out with my friend I call the gnome.
Oh, I
And
clearly missed it.
And I started ticking in an AI voice, "You have no penis."
Oh no. No, I remember witnessing Senpai emerging out of nowhere one night. That was
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you remember his reaction to that one?
Yep.
I know there's going to be so many. This is why I quit going on very many channels, because as soon as the ticks got worse, I know there's going to be all these people that are going to go, well, you didn't used to tick like this before when you were on our air. It's like, well, I used to do a lot more to hide it and mute my mic and stuff a lot more.
And also wasn't struck by lightning yet.
Yeah, there's that. It's like, but even the people I interviewed back then over the last like 7 years can attest that before every interview, I'd have them come in before I started and backstage conversation with them about if I go off mic and camera, it's because I have these issues and I'm going to be spasming or making sounds and stuff. Keep talking and pretend it doesn't happen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was basically doing everything I could to try to hide it.
Yeah.
Which has actually ended up working against me and making more people not believe me now. It's like, oh boy. So I spent all that time fighting it every time it came out, going off mic, giving myself migraines, all this stuff, just to have people go, see, you're faking it. I'm like,
The one dweeb jumped on an old set of shorts she did with Jesse. Like, you're faking, I'm taking it. Actually, she is. Just don't, it's subtle.
And there's actually ticks in those shorts. They're 30-some second videos, and there's still ticks in them. And again, that doesn't mean anything. Those of us who aren't making our channels about these conditions spend a lot of time filming and refilming little videos until we get it right without all the ticking. You know? This is the difference between what I do and what the people faking do. The people faking do not tend to go on streams. They tend to do very short videos only. Their videos are hyper focused on their issues. And then they're over quick. So they're literally snippeting out only the ticks.
Okay, back in a second.
You can't really keep up the pretense for very long.
No, and I've never seen a known fake case where they were ever on stream for more than 20 minutes. Ever. It's hard to do. And it is physically taxing, especially the stupid neck tick I do all the time, which doesn't even always show up in the camera depending on the angle I'm at. But I do it constantly. It gets more severe when I'm more stressed or anxious, i.e. Drew's audience.
Oh, I can imagine how a neck tick would lead to like
Mhm.
cricks in the neck and muscle spasms and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Well, I'm missing 2 toenails right now, and I have a
Ugh.
broken toe.
Ouch.
3 separate ticks. One of them I ended up kicking a fan, and it bent my toe backwards and cracked it. One of which ended up smacking into the wall and snapped most of my big toe's nail off. And the other one ended up hitting the table leg here, and the broken fucking toe lost most of the nail.
How?
Mhm.
That's double plus on good.
Mhm.
And I'm sitting there going, really? People go, oh, it's just fun. It's kitschy. It's like, no. I may laugh at the crazy ticks that say stupid shit. But I remember years ago, and my husband and me were trying to figure out how this happened with doctors for so many years. I was literally walking across a clean kitchen and dining room. And also my legs started spasming and I am falling backwards, hitting up my back with such momentum that it somersaulted me backwards and hit my knees on the wall behind me. And then I laid there going, the fuck? Where's my phone? Honey, help me! Who he was at work at the time, so that took a while for him to get away from his workplace and get air.
Mhm.
And in the meantime, I just laid there on the floor staring at the ceiling going, how many weird shaped popcorn bites can I notice?
Well, how did that stain get there? You know, what is that stain? How did it get up there?
That sounds like a whorehouse question.
Mhm.
And yes, I was laying on my back on the hard floor, staring at the ceiling for about a half hour, waiting for my husband to get back and pick me up.
Mm.
I was 24 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody want to tell me this is new? It's new that I'm not fighting to suppress it and that I'm being open and honest with it. And I'm not going to apologize.
You know, some kind of internet grift. It's like, YouTube wasn't even really a thing back then. Okay, so how the hell?
How many people here who've known me in the internet community for a long time have seen me go through these issues off and on for years and years before I ever started actually openly admitting it on air?
Mm-hmm.
Bob?
Off screen. Off screen, too.
That was what killed me with one community. I was faking well on stream as much as I could, and we'd end streams, and I would literally break and start ticking and twitching and stuttering. And they decided, in their ultimate wisdom, that this meant it was obviously fake, trying to get them to give me money or attention, neither of which I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So they decided to screenshot it and make fun of it and send it to people.
Jesus.
This was when I was 34 and 35. So to anybody saying this is a new thing that I'm just doing now, after the success of Anita and some others, no, that's not a new thing. And it tanked me in a community I was a rising star in. I was literally flying up. I had all these big channels taking me on until they did that shit to me. There was a whole war with somebody years ago because she decided to do a video mocking my tics and trying to EFAP my disabilities. Sitting there trying to tear them apart and show why they weren't real. And she's sitting there literally physically mocking the tics and trying to do the same tics. On air. This was almost 4 years ago. So to all these people, oh, this is a new thing. It's like, no, it's freaking not. You're just not as good at hiding it anymore. And I honestly don't want to be. Let the haters come.
The different thing when it starts physically hurting you. Look at this. All right, that's enough of that game.
So, anyone want to say what they think of that one?
Shiny.
Damn it.
Pretty.
Mhm.
Now I am going to have to glue the back of it.
Mhm.
Just dealing with mocking fake lamers and idiots. People who've decided my issues are fake. Not because I've actually done anything to prove that kind of a scenario, but because they're stupid.
Mhm.
Okay.
I haven't known you that long, but I understand a thing or two about how neurological disabilities work, having one myself. So it's just like,
Yeah.
They're
it
not
costs
that
nothing
easy.
to have empathy
Yeah.
for people,
Mhm.
you fucking morons. Sorry,
And they're not that easy to fake either,
Mhm.
especially for more
No.
than a few minutes.
Yeah.
Actually, it's extremely taxing to try to fake them. Okay, so. Yeah, I wasn't sure how these puzzles would do because I thought they had a little more seepage than the other. I'm glad I did this on a cheap puzzle board that was already breaking, because it's definitely damaged the board under it. Oh well, right?
Mhm.
I need some help.
All right.
Go help Krabby McBitch-a-lot.
Yep.
Hold on.
All right. Okay. All right. Ow. All right, and let's mute this.
There's no such thing as better times, really. There's lulls, but humanity's always sucked and will always suck.
Yep.
There will always be wars and pestilence and bigotry and hatred and negative minds and negative hearts, and the lifespan and the health and life conditions for people with autism and Tourette's are appalling still today. And I don't have a great outlook in society. My husband's kind of a misnomer because he's extremely autistic, let's be honest. But damn if he isn't being really successful and using his autistic traits for work. Granted, that's also because he's very intellectual autistic and he's an avionic engineer.
Wish I had avionic engineer autism. Shit. I can't do the math. I've got dyscalculia autism. Fuck.
He talks about he didn't speak until he was school age at all. His parents thought something was wrong with him. He talks about he could not learn unless he was running around the room breaking shit while he was doing it. Does this sound familiar, TJ?
Not to me. That's not me at all.
No, as autism descriptions for a lot of people in it.
Oh, for a lot of people, yeah.
It's not my type of autism, but damn if it isn't really autistic. The thing is that me and him, in both interests and abilities and autistic traits, we are almost polar opposites on so many things.
That's funny.
Or as we used to say it together, we make a perfect nerd.
That's great.
And our wedding song was Storybook Love from Princess Bride.
Nerds.
I have a collection of Princess Bride and Lord of the Rings board games. I think I'm painting myself in a very interesting light by admitting all this, right?
What, in an autistic way?
And a nerdy way. Like,
gee, it's almost like the two aren't mutually exclusive.
mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing is, unfortunately, the stereotypes with autism do make it hard because everyone thinks we're either really stupid or all the same type of mathematic nerds. And
I don't
we're
know.
really
One
not.
person with autism,
Just
and
like-
you know one person with
yeah.
autism.
Just like every other type of life, type of person, there's all kinds of things within
Mhm.
it. Like ADHD. Guess what? First of all, I actually am one of those who I think it is wrong that they lumped ADHD and ADD together. Having attention deficit and hyperactivity is its own condition separate from just having attention deficits. You know? And I hate that they keep umbrella terms together that display different types of conditions within that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of them moving autism to one thing and just calling it spectrum. I understand why they did, and there are positives to it, but the separate classifications actually did help us understand the different ways autism can manifest and how to treat people with those issues.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, so I'm kind of conflicted on that one.
But I think that's also one area where the diversity across, because even two people that are classified at the same functioning level are going to
Can be
have
so
such
different with
vastly
such different
different,
needs.
because again the dartboard analogy and the spiky profile, it's not linear, it's a dartboard roulette of traits that fall under the same umbrella with the same root causes. And
Mhm.
so that really makes classification doubly hard, because then when you start splitting the classification criteria, you might be classifying two people of vastly different experience together, no matter which way you slice it.
You're not autistic. You make eye contact. It's like, you do realize some people who are autistic, because they're so scared of
Yeah.
not fitting social norms, part of masking
Because
is
they have been
hyper eye
punished
contact.
so much for not making eye contact, that they put so much
hyperfixate.
attention into making eye contact that they can't listen to what you're saying, because it's causing them so much physical pain.
Well, it's also just when you learn young that you're supposed to make eye contact, that's part of
Yeah.
masking.
Yeah.
We're not all the same. And not every person who's autistic has trouble making eye contact naturally, anyways.
You know who the
Most,
first person
most
to
do, but not all.
want to hear something really messed up? Want to know who the first person to tell me that I couldn't be autistic because I made too much eye contact was?
What?
In person? Temple Grandin.
Okay, I'm trying to remember the name.
She's like famous for being autistic, pretty much.
Yeah.
There's a whole movie made about her.
Mhm.
She's
Oh,
like
yeah, her.
she's the cattle lady.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I irritate Mike
up in
and
Boulder,
Meg
yeah.
sometimes, is because I actually really can't stand Paige Leal. I'm really tired of them commenting on the stuff she says. Because she spreads so many of the autistic stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, inadvertently, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think she's maliciously intended, but she is ignorant as fuck, and we shouldn't promote that.
Yeah.
And I'm not, this isn't hateful. I love trying to explain to people how I can say I can't stand somebody and then go, but I don't hate them.
Yeah.
It's really not the same. Her videos make me cringe so bad. It is so cringy. She's just, and I hate that we're going, but she's young. She's young. It's like, yes, but she's got millions of followers and she's promoting false information.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that she doesn't have a good heart. It doesn't mean she's not autistic or any of that shit. But we can't just sit there and go, okay, it's good.
Yeah.
And I've tried to explain that a few times to Mike. He's a little over-forgiving of some of these guys sometimes.
Yeah, I've had the same problem with a lot of things that Paige Leal has said, and it's kind of.
This is the girl who tried to explain in the stupid Jubilee thing she did that being kinky is a sign of being autistic. Oh, if you're creative, you're autistic. It's like, no, neither of those is true.
No. I have known plenty of completely asexual autistics and plenty of thoroughly kinky neurotypicals. I mean, that is that is just
ignorant.
She paints with way too broad of a brush in the things that she says. And kind of ignores the principle of you met one person with autism, you met one person with autism, and it really
drives me nuts how many of the people who are promoting that are following her or sharing her videos or stuff. It's like, please stop.
Yeah,
please stop.
she is painting with way too broad of a brush, and it really starts to bug me at times because there are some things that she has said, this is, across the board. It's like, well, that you are not speaking for me on that, absolutely. And I think she needs to get snapped back to reality and be a little humbled by something, and I don't know.
That's the problem I have is it's not that I think that she can't be educated. It's that if everybody keeps giving her passes because she's young, she's not going to get corrected, and she's going to keep spreading the false information.
Yeah, it's going to get out of hand, and it's going to become more of a bad situation than it already is, which is not a great situation, the way I say it.
Speaking as a creative nymphomaniac autist, most of them are not like me. I mean, sorry. I'm not trying to burst anybody's bubble there, but now it was interesting when Mike did the poll just to see what people thought of the whole "Are you kinky or not?" comments that she was making, because the autistic community, there was almost no one in the middle. They either were kinky, love kinky, or I don't want to be touched. That's what we got in that poll. It was nothing in between, hardly.
Yeah.
Hi, Rex.
Oh, Lordy.
It's like, we can acknowledge our differences. Ooh, I love these.
Yeah,
look at this.
Ooh, a lighthouse.
No. Down.
I'm kind of appreciative of the distraction today, because this morning I couldn't stop crying after finding out that one of my favorite artists of all time died.
No, David Lynch.
Yeah, I have very close friendships that developed because of shared David Lynch fandom. He was tremendously important artist in my life, and that was only the second time in my life that I've ever cried over a celebrity death was this morning over David Lynch. That was a big deal.
I've never cried over celebrity death, but I've also never cried over a real life death.
Yeah.
With my own inner circle. I don't cry at that. I don't know why. I can't seem to. So, doesn't mean I don't feel it. Means it's not coming out.
Yeah.
I cry at the drop of a hat over just about anything,
I
unfortunately.
think if Rob shows up, we'd expect a few words to say about Bob Uecker dying today.
Hey, make me big screen.
Come on. My mouse is not cooperating. Hold on. Come on, damn it.
Oh, the Dune movie is not even worth anything.
I've got my gnome here now.
And he's life size.
Know me. And this gnome, if you actually look close, there's a whole bunch of little gnomes all over it.
And a couple of tree beards.
Gnomes all the way down.
A couple of tree beards there too.
So now I have to glue the backside of it. Gnome. No. Eat a dick.
Nah, it's like an old clip of Uecker on the Tonight Show, back when he still had dark hair. So you're a catcher. Yeah, I was a chaser, really. The cat. I forget who was pitching. It was with the Cardinals. I forget who he was pitching to, but it was the knuckleball pitcher.
and trying to catch a knuckleball pitch. It's like you're better. You said the best way to do it is just when it stops rolling. You know.
But now just more glue. Yay! Mod Podge up the ass. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Yes, they still make that stuff.
oh, Iron Inquisitor asked if that was a jumbo-sized version of Lydian.
A little
It could
generous, yeah.
be.
A little generous, yeah.
Iron, come say hi. We miss you. Did you send him the link?
I can. Hold on.
Or is it in the group chat at least?
No, I haven't done the group chat yet.
You can send it to the group chat. I'm pretty sure you know who isn't in that chat.
Yes, Mod Podge, a fixture of the 70s. Okay.
Yeah, Fizchozo Corner in the chat. David Lynch's Dune is the only studio movie David Lynch ever made, and it's not worth anyone's time. Watch Eraserhead. Watch Mulholland Drive. Watch Twin Peaks. That's the good stuff right there.
He's not one of my fandoms. Doesn't mean I don't feel for all the fans who lost it today. You know.
No, whoops, wrong one. No, I liked it. Like this dude. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of any of the movies of Doom. I don't think any of them can hit the quality it needs.
Yeah.
Well, the book is so dense and so much world building. I gave up after having seen the movie and knew what was going on. I couldn't get past the.
See, I love the books.
I love the books too. I absolutely adore the books.
We have already discovered, Bob, many times. I am far more a literature nerd than you are.
Oh God, yeah, I admit that freely. I'm horribly unread. A lot of books I really need to crack open. No,
so
but
what's some other sci-fi literature you like?
Well, I absolutely love with the crossing of sci-fi and fantasy that Madeleine L'Engle did.
Oh,
I'm very much into Asimov and Heinlein. I'm very much into a lot of the Star Trek, Star Wars novelation.
I'm a
there's a lot of stuff I'd have to actually have it in front of me to remember offhand what the name is.
Nice. I grew up reading lots of Madeleine L'Engle. A Swiftly Tilting Planet.
A Swiftly Tilting Planet was my favorite book as a little girl.
It was one of my absolute favorite books as a little boy. I have read that probably 24 times, and it makes me weepy every single damn time.
So the fact that I've been recording and trying to set up to release Tourette's Story Time, which I am starting with Madeleine L'Engle's serious books on the Genesis trilogy, studying theology, but I'm also planning to read through her time quintuplet. You'd be interested in those videos, huh?
I will. Yes, very much so. I will be. That is my jam 100%.
She was an interesting person because she's very Christian in a lot of ways. She also believed that we don't know everything and God can be speaking to other cultures and races as well. And so she tried to show people as the humanity of every group, you know?
Yep. When I first saw Star Wars, when my mom and I first saw Star Wars: The Phantom Menace in the movie theaters, when they mentioned the midi-chlorians, we both turned to each other and said, "Didn't those bastards try to kill Charles Wallace?"
Mitochondria is what did that, but
I know. Which is clearly what midi-chlorians are trying to evoke.
Yes.
I mean,
you realize when she wrote A Wind in the Door, a lot of the stuff that she wrote in that was still theory that was untouched. She was one of the ones trying to help investigate at that time.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And a lot of it's been proven since then, and some of it they still can't because we still can't get small enough to.
Oh, yeah. Her books have aged so beautifully, too. It's just,
with scientific discovery, yes.
It's like, not all science fiction ages as well, and it's the specific way she incorporated fantasy elements.
I love Asimov, but a lot of his stuff did not age well.
No.
Especially if you get into the Lucky Star set, you start reading the ways he portrayed the planets outside of our solar in
Yeah.
our solar system. It's like,
Yeah.
and granted, from everything they knew in that time, he was accurate.
Yeah.
But it's so bad now because we know it's like really, really wrong. You know?
I grew up reading a lot of Arthur C. Clarke stuff.
Mm,
So
David Eddings is one of my favorites.
nice.
Although
I
he's
also-
again, if you can't handle Dune, you're not reading David Eddings.
Mhm.
Trust me. David Eddings is like Dune world building meets Lord of the Rings.
Mm.
Oh, I could handle that.
Oh, I think you would love it.
Yeah, because okay. I wouldn't consider myself a Tolkien nerd, but I remember
I
pretty
am.
much. Well, here's the thing. I remember pretty much everything I've read. I read, and I've read all of the Tolkien material, the supplementary Christopher Tolkien edited material. I've read all of it. So
Wrath of the King, Silmarillion, which is writing from both him and his son in different
Yep.
eras. All that stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
I've read it
thing that
all.
I
All the
have
history of Middle Earth shit.
Is being called a bigot because I don't like what they've done to Rings of Power. It's like, but they're not following his lore at all. It's not about the skin color of the people in it. And in fact, if they wanted to stick in all the modern stuff and all the trans stuff and all that, why didn't they play on the fact that the dwarf women were supposed to look like the men and the only difference was supposed to be the size and type of beard? Because that could have easily played the move away from gender norms in an actual way that respects the lore and isn't social engineering, you know?
Yeah.
That would have been beautiful if they'd done it right.
I only saw like a couple episodes of the first season, and it's like, okay, I already know where this is going. It's like, that guy's supposed to be Sauron, yada, yada, yada. I don't need to watch the rest of this.
This is dumb.
It didn't really...
It did not have it. And this is why I get into it with some people. It's like, well, you just don't like it because you want to protect this white culture. It's like, I'm Lakota. And it isn't respectful to the author to try to erase his culture and supplement with cultures from around the world when his culture was part of how he wrote the story. I would feel the same about any story that was based on different cultural things. And the people who take the Tolkien's quote about not liking straight out analogy in story wildly out of context to try to make it sound like he never used stories from his faith or other stuff in the storytelling. It's like, no. He said he didn't want to be straight trying to retell the stories. That's what he complained about. There's absolutely all evidence, including his own interviews, that he based a lot of these stories on angels, on biblical stories, stuff like that. His estate, probably about 15 years ago, sold his Bible. And the guy who bought it was on air showing and reading his handwritten notes where he was explaining in the margins how he was taking these Bible verses and using them to create these characters in his books. So obviously he did it.
Yeah.
He didn't like when you were so worried about pushing the analogy and the story in the certain way that you lost.
He was largely doing that. He largely said that in response to specifically the criticism that the ring was a blunt analogy for the atomic bomb.
But
and he's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Weren't the Lord of the Rings stories written well before the bomb?
Well, it was published around the time of. It was published.
But he was writing it for years and doing it as bedtime stories to his kids.
Yeah.
But also, this
the
was
ring
in a
shows
time
up
where these critics wouldn't have read on the internet all of his biographical details.
No,
they just read a book that was published. That context.
And they weren't going to go to a library and find the information first. A lot of them didn't.
Yeah.
So one done. Look at.
But that was a common criticism of the books at the time.
Nice.
Yeah, The Hobbit was written in 1937.
Also, this is set. This is the things. I have a lot of puzzles I need to glue because of the issues I've been doing and the things I've been doing. I've been building these and just stacking them with wax paper between each other for a long time because I just didn't have the time to glue them.
Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, that's C.S. Lewis, and he would do that sort of thing. That was more his thing. But even then, it wasn't exclusively Bible announced. He was
No, I mean, yes.
mythologies too.
Also, by the way, there is actual written stuff from both of them saying that part of both stories was them competing to see who could write a fantasy version of these certain stories from history and mythology the best.
Yeah, they were in direct competition with each other. They were best friends.
Best friends.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Kind of, again, this is why I tell people they take this way out of context. Tolkien was not completely opposed to all analogy. He said a very biting comment because he was pissed off at the time, but there's many other comments that show that he actually did it, and many times he just didn't do full analogy. He did hyperbole a little more and loosely based on, and it wasn't as overtly analogy.
It was more parable, than anything else.
And again, that whole comment was largely in response to a very specific criticism of the book.
Yeah,
that was kind of silly, partly based on the context in which he wrote it.
And I think the Narnia books are really also kind of a commentary on the fact that Tolkien's writing these big, gigantic tomes, and Lewis is just cranking these fuckers out. Very skinny. The Chronicles of Narnia, each book is about that thick. Very quick read, and there's a lot in there though. But
the average reading speed for most people's reading speed, you can read one of those books in one night if you sit down and do it.
Yeah, taking your time.
The entire Chronicles of Narnia in length is not anywhere near as long as Lord of the Rings in length.
No, it is.
All
still,
7 books is maybe about the size of
it's about
Fellowship of the Ring and Into the Two Towers.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
If you take the biggest book and the smallest book of the 4 books, Hobbit and Lord of the Rings set, or if you took the 2 middle books, that's about the size of the Chronicles of Narnia. And yes, it would take most people a week or 2 to read it at normal speed if they're reading a lot.
Yeah.
Granted, when my mom gave me the book that had all of the Chronicles of Narnia in chronological order, she gave it to me on Christmas Eve, somewhere between 12 and 2 a.m., trying to get me to go to bed. And when she got everybody up for Christmas morning, which we did very early, I had finished all 7 books. So that's not normal.
Yeah, they're fast reads, so it's not that surprising.
That's not normal though for anybody else.
I prefer the order they're written. Like Magician's Nephew is a prequel.
But I read novels in the same way.
Actually, they were only partly written in that. He wrote them all at the same time. And he produced The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe first because he thought it'd be easier to get people to read.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's a prequel. Put this up a sec.
Okay.
My Christmas one.
There we go.
This was my Christmas Advent I did this year. Meow. Steph.
She's in the bathroom still.
Crap.
She goes in there with a book. Something.
You'll have to show her this later.
Yeah. Steph, you're missing a very large cat puzzle.
There are 25 cats on this thing. What do you guys think?
So it was each cat was one puzzle a day in an advent calendar, and then they all go together.
Except for the 4 in the middle. There's 4 squares in the middle for those 5. That's why it's 25. It was a 24 grid advent.
Gotcha. That's great.
I love this thing. And it's glued together now, so
yay!
I can put it up on the wall.
Yeah.
Kitties.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I've never seen a jigsaw puzzle advent calendar before.
They're
That's a
making
great idea.
a lot of them now. And especially right now with the season being over, I've been ordering a bunch of them for like $4 to $8 on Amazon to stockpile for the next few years.
Oh, nice.
And because they're so cute, I can just do one little square a day as part of my wind down in the evening and help me keep my focus.
Yeah. I got a Bon Maman Jam advent calendar. And that was
all right, take me off big screen.
Oh, yeah.
I figure out how to read something anyway.
They did a Star Trek advent calendar this year. It's like
at the end, we end up with a model of the Enterprise D and a stand.
Nice.
All right, so I gotta get up and get a few things I have to glue because I'm gonna keep gluing.
Okay.
You have no idea how many of these I have to glue. Besides the fact I have a table in my bedroom that has stacked with layers of wax paper and sealant between them, about 30 large puzzles on that table put together and ready to glue.
Mhm.
There's also more. One second.
Yeah. Now I got a second video ready to go, but I got to edit the hell out of it because there's 2 spots there where I have to admonish my lovely wife for interrupting my recording.
Okay, so this tray has a bunch of little puzzles, but with a lot of pieces that have details and pretty. And then it has all these little ornament puzzles I did that people are going to get. So this tray it's Iowa, so things like to stick together even if they were fully dry when you put them together. So I need to spread them back out now that it's been a day or two. And I'll also have to touch up a little bit of paint on a couple spots just to make them look really nice. Just because of the way puzzles are.
Yeah.
I also need to get some more puzzles. Welcome to the Freak Show. But even Narnia, while they did do several direct analogies of biblical stories, he also threw in a lot of other cultures and a lot of other historical events too.
Yeah.
It was not all just biblical. That's why when they did this supposed thing that was supposed to be about the life of Tolkien, and they left out his friendship with Lewis.
That's unforgivable.
Yeah, that's
I'm sorry, I don't care what your personal beliefs are or anything else. Or if you're
How do
trying
you
not to
you
even
can't know.
How do you even mention the life of Tolkien without bringing up C.S. Lewis? It's such a Jesus.
They literally had contests for who could come up with the best stories for their kids and grandkids. They literally were interwoven in each other's lives. They were major parts of each other's life events.
Oigevalt.
It's like, look, I know we all have our agendas. Let's be honest. We all have our things.
I've never even heard of this movie. What was it called?
I don't remember. It was a few years ago. They did one, and everything else in it, from every person who's watched it and from the parts I've seen, agreed. The rest of it they did well, but they literally cut out all the stuff about Faith and Lewis they could.
That is weird. That is really weird.
And it's like, you can't remove that friendship or his faith. That's a part of who he was, whether you agree with it or not.
And I'm speaking as snarky of an atheist as they come. You can't tell the story of Tolkien without leaving that out.
You gotta have it's the balance between the two of them. Yeah.
It's crucial.
I'm the person of faith here, not you guys.
Yeah.
But even I would say, if it was an atheist story, I would feel the same way if they did try to push it more towards the religious center or something from their actual story. I would also be offended. If you're telling somebody's story, you tell their damn story.
Yeah. I think I'm with you 100% on that. It's just that to leave out everything about the relationship between Tolkien and Lewis is just that's blasphemy. That is blasphemy to me.
And I was surprised how many people, even people who claim to be conservative right-wing people, were still heralding the movie as going, but other than that, they got everything right. It's like, that's not other than that. That is the crux. You can't mess up one of the main crux of his life.
Writing career. Apart from the rest of his life, that is the crux of his writing career.
So this is one of my favorite puzzle renditions of Little Red Riding Hood.
Ooh.
And the wolf is in the far corner just behind her under the tree watching her. just such a hidden, creepy element, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He's literally the shadow behind the tree watching her.
Hmm.
Hey,
Very nice.
Little Red Riding Hood, you sure are looking good. You... And Amanda Siegfried may be weird, but she did a gorgeous version of that song.
Hmm.
And I was raised like in a thoroughly non-religious household, but I was still raised on good literature, and that includes the
Mhm.
Chronicles of Narnia,
Mhm.
the C.S. Lewis space trilogy, Lord of the Rings, Madeline L'Engle. I mean, my mom raised me on good shit to read.
Okay.
So
My mother's a very religious woman. My granny was a very religious woman. My granny gave mom a copy of the novelization of Hair when she was 14, which includes an orgy scene.
my mom was an ex-Catholic who got kicked out of catechism at the age of 13 for laughing at a film strip that depicted God as a stern man shaking his finger. And
I bought
oh, stop groveling.
these are going to be weird because they're tiny, nothing puzzles, but I bought them anyway,
Mhm.
knowing they're like only a few pieces each. But the
Mhm.
artwork was so beautiful, and the little square that they are is so perfect that I wanted the puzzle effect with the artwork to create tree ornaments.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll show you here. Look at these things.
Mhm.
Aren't they beautiful?
Mhm.
Can't you picture this fixed up right as an ornament on a tree
Yeah.
with nice little bow and stuff on it?
Mhm.
yes,
Okay.
the C.S. Lewis space series.
Yeah, Kermit. Now, Kermit, are you asking a question if you had one, or are you backing up a yes, he did? Because yeah, he did.
Out of the Silent Planet, Paralandra, and That Hideous Strength.
Okay, TJ, when I do my Tourette's storytime videos and start releasing them, do I need to do all the stories of Mere Christianity and Screw Tape Letters?
Oh, I'd love to hear Screw Tape Letters, and also Till We Have Faces.
That could be dangerous if you start ticking.
Screw Tape Letters with my ticks, especially
Yeah.
since you're supposed to be reading basically as a demon.
Till We Have Faces, probably my favorite thing
Screw
C.S.
Tape
Lewis
Letters.
ever wrote.
My mom is a little more sensitive to certain things than I am,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and Screw Tape Letters is the one that gave her nightmares as a kid.
Yeah, I think I would avoid trying Mere Christianity as a thing. That one would really come off wrong at the tick or wrong time.
I'm reading Madeline L'Engle's Genesis series. It's the same thing because it's deep theology based on faith.
Okay.
We're still people.
I
You
know.
But
I know. I'm just some people think with a random penis juice system. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, it says Tourette's on the title, so if they come in and get surprised, it's their own damn fault. Anyway, I'll be right
people
back.
are stupid.
Duh, be right back.
All right.
And in the beginning, God said, "Let there be penis juice."
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for some reason I never did get into Lewis's space stories. I don't know why. And I found out about him on the tail end to finish up Narnia, but some reason I just never got into it.
Yeah, Kermit. It was he wrote a trilogy of it's more space fantasy. It's not really science fiction. It's more theological space fantasy. Kind of like Burroughs meets H.G. Wells with a theological bent and very strange, very strange stuff. A little more esoteric, a lot more esoteric stuff than the Chronicles of Narnia. Yeah, it's a trilogy of books. Out of the Silent Planet is the first one. Paralandra is the second, and That Hideous Strength is the third. They're worth reading. They're interesting stuff. They're pretty weird.
Yeah. Let's see. Gotta get back to finishing this bad boy up. I figure this is going to be the Discovery.
Oh, nice.
Canon version of the Discovery, not that idiotic thing they trotted out. The registry number 1031. Yeah, that's a sister ship to the Constellation. Okay. I am rather gratified. They're continuing to make, even though the box office has dropped off in the States, they're still a big hit overseas. So I think they're still going through it. No, they're going to finish the series. They film stuff with the kids, for the final battle, and so so when they finally get to that far, they'll be ready. Okay, got shit popping on Twitter here. Next.
Thinking I might bake some pretzels today.
The heck did he put those?
Well, yeah. In the end of the Narnia books, where they destroy Narnia and move on to a new world. That was an allegory of the Book of Revelation.
Yeah, yeah. I picked up on that.
I'm just commenting on Kermit's.
I think I was 12 when I picked up on that.
Yeah. I was responding to Kermit's comments in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kermit. Well, not all of it is 1-to-1 necessarily. Like the backbone of all the Chronicles of Narnia are all biblical allegories.
Yeah,
starting with the Magician's Nephew, it begins with Genesis. Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is the death and resurrection of Jesus.
Yeah.
The last battle is Revelations.
Yeah, Armageddon. But it's not direct one-to-one analogy. There's some other mythological thing that just it's more morality play and parable.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it does follow the overall structure of the Bible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, another gnome. You missed it.
Yeah.
I cannot find where he put these stupid puzzles I have to glue still. So they yell at my husband when he gets home, and in the meantime, work on something else.
No, he missed the gnome head.
Well, I'm already trying to sit, so.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. Well, I actually think I'm going to check out because I think I'm going to go bake some pretzels. Some soft pretzels.
So what me and my husband made the other day is monk fruit roasted macadamia nuts with chocolate, cardamom, cinnamon.
Ooh, interesting.
Yum, 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 yum.
That sounds good.
All right, shut up.
Adios, everybody. It was very fun. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Stay out of trouble.
All right.
No. Why on earth would you tell me to do something foolish like that?
Yeah.
Fun.
Oh, I already committed to making spaghetti tonight.
What's going on?
Well, TJ just bailed out. He's going to make some pretzels, and we're waiting on you to get your ass back in here.
No, I pretty much committed to making spaghetti tonight. And plus also the meatballs are not going to keep forever. And yep.
And you know your wife won't let you back out of something you said you'd do.
Yeah. Even if it, but I mean to do it for a while anyway. Now that I finally got enough space cleared in the kitchen to do it.
Very,
Plus
very
with-
little noodles, lots of meat. You don't want her to eat much carbs.
Oh, lots of meatballs on there. I got a whole thing of meatballs that go in there.
And very little noodles. You have to count her serving size and make sure she does not get more than so many carbs. I'm expecting you to be responsible for her to keep her blood sugar down.
Guess what? You're not going to get a lot of pasta tonight.
Excuse me?
You'll be getting some, but I've been ordered to restrict your pasta intake. Lots of meatballs and the sauce and the garlic bread, but
Bob!
Not too much garlic bread either.
Bob!
well, garlic's
That-
good for you.
It's still high carb.
Mm.
She has got to cut back on her carbs. If she wants to yell at someone, yell at me, but I'm not going to sit by and let her destroy herself.
Bob,
Mhm.
come help me.
Well, get your ass in. I can't do it in the fucking hallway. No, especially after the pitched battle we had last night over spaghetti on Twitter, though. That's still trying to goad Sinead into doing a cooking stream. It's, hey, you really, you got the channel. Just do something besides the one issue. And she's such a food snob and such, and a gourmet cooking her own things.
I cannot read the comments very well right now, Kermit, so it's up to Bob to respond to you.
Let's see. What your husband made the other day opens from the opportunity to say naughty things. Yeah, those naughty things were said at the time too. So hold on. All right, get out of here without breaking something. All right.
What a big heart you have. Kind of heart that would drive me nuts. So, I'm making a lot of stuff, but in just a minute, I have to find my phone and I have to call my husband because the ding-a-ling put stuff where I can't find it that I told him I needed to work on. Shut up, Bob. We can't hear you well anyways. I have no idea what you're saying, but I don't care. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling.
All right, you.
Okay, that clicking is going to drive me insane. Yeah, and as Bob said, the comments about nuts were already made when it happened. My husband does not miss his golden opportunities to be a pervert. I do not pretend that I'm some skinny mini perfect bitch. I do not pretend that I don't have issues. Nor do I pretend to go through things that I'm not. I don't know why I can't always deal with some people, but right now I am heavily sedated today. And I am not the sticky today.
Alright.
But doesn't mean it's not happening.
Oh, my stamps had fallen out. All three of them. All right.
I don't think that a good
All right.
girl should go walking in those spooky old woods alone. Oh no, the old bastard's back. I mean, hi Bob. Hi Bob.
Mm-hmm. Now we're finding a karaoke track for alfalfas. You know,
I literally have baby girl on one foot and ornery on the other.
the Panther,
this
they
table.
feel so felt left out. You know.
He's not as big on cuddling me out here as in the computer room. He'll do it when he's wanting attention bad enough, but he doesn't do it as much. When I'm out here, he tends to run around and try to break the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not as they about The Hobbit was written in 1937. Let's see about the Lord of the Rings. Pretty sure that was also well before.
Well, again, and the copyright day is not say when he started writing things.
Yeah,
either.
so it's even worse because it was published in 37. Let's go to the wiki. At some point it'll load. Weasel.
And a little bit here.
Mhm.
When I'm doing my hangout tonight, I really do need to try to get some stuff done at the computer.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to get some of this done today. It's like, well,
Yeah.
I'm not as ticky today, and
Yeah.
low tick days are high activity days.
Mm-hmm.
While I have the moment when I'm not going to break everything,
Mm-hmm.
let's get shit done.
Yeah. Okay, obviously the computer's not going to help in this one, so fuck you. And
I do find it hilarious, the videos that the comments
Mhm.
of, you're not ticking at these. It's like, actually, I am.
you know, it's subtle, but it's there. Yeah, but Sinead also her Irishman boyfriend, as she gave him a tartan scarf with the thing. Oh, it says Richard. No, he has her scent on it, so if he even thinks about cheating on her, she's like, one gets, oh, it's let's see, where was it? He better treasure it and not forget you. I really think, or she'll strangle him with that scarf, telling him all the whole time why. So,
Like any good proper Irish lass, right?
well, she's Scottish.
Either.
Yeah.
I thought you said Irish a bit ago.
Well, she dated an Irishman.
Ah.
Yeah.
I can't always follow everything you're saying.
Yeah. No, she's very Scottish. Again, that was kind of the big clue of like, no, Mr. Littlepage, your grandmother's was a Watson, she's Scottish. There's your connection right there, dumbass. You don't need to be digging through your father. Says, that was my great. No, look no further than your fucking grandmother.
Again.
Yeah.
And it's okay. People get so uptight over certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Anymore, almost anything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would you do me a favor and mute my mic for just a sec? Because I can't reach the button, so I need to call my husband.
Okay. There. No, it's one of the things that kind of bug me because in going to Renaissance festivals type thing, or it's like, you wanted to do a kilt. I want to make sure I'm doing the kilt that I'm entitled to wear, So I wanted to make sure what was the clan affiliation. And well, it turns out, Watson is a clan right there. Oh, right.
Mm.
Well, again, smacked my mother upside the head for, saying it was English. Nope.
English roots, dear.
Mm-hmm.
You do have English roots.
Yeah, it's mostly English, but, again, my grandmother's maiden name was Watson, okay? And it's like, and I've tracked that back a little bit. No, Watson is not only, it's the clan name, Clan Watson. It's a Scottish clan, though. So actually asking, Sinead, what's the clan affiliation? Duh. When they came back and said, yeah, I feel stupid now.
Okay, you off my foot. I have to get up again. Damn cat. Off my foot.
Poor kitty.
Ornery left.
Mm-hmm.
Now I deal with the other one. Oh, you got scratches on your neck again. Somebody's been horny.
Panther.
I can hear you. I'm on headphones. Come here, baby girl.
Okay, the Lord of the Rings.
I gotta make sure there's nothing in that wound.
Okay, the Lord of the Rings trilogy came out, was published in '54, but again, he was probably writing them since the '40s. I think it was also part of what C.S. Lewis was going about. They're still writing those books, and so he started cranking out Narnia like the popcorn.
Oh.
Like, no. Let me answer my own question. And when did the wrong thing?
Well,
One of the first Chronicles of Narnia books.
I finally got around to watching this movie I've been wanting to watch for a while. Really.
Mm-hmm.
And Bob knows why I was cackling too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're an old witch?
No.
Bob, you can tell me, is that accurate?
Yeah, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe came in 1950. So.
Anyway, yeah, I was watching Reagan last night, and well, the part that really made me crack up was when Nancy came in to see him after the assassination attempt, and just before they wheeled him into the operating room.
Yeah, the line, honey, I forgot the duck. Yeah.
Hey, baby girl, you have to let go of my leg now. She's like, no, I
don't.
Come here, you. Come here. Let go. Let go. Come here. Up.
She is fucking huge.
Well, she's 90% fur.
Yeah.
I
So
weekly clip it. The fur between her pads on her paws will grow like this long and hang down and trip her.
Yeah.
She has ridiculously long hair.
Yeah, again, thing, little competition between, Tolkien and Lewis. By the time the Lord of the Fellowship of the Ring came out in 1954, Lewis had already had published Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, Voyage of Dawn Treader, Silverchair, and The Horse and His Boy came out the same year as Fellowship of the Ring, 54. And the following year, The Magician's Nephew, and then followed by The Last Battle. Whereas with the Lord of the Rings, let's see, books. What the years were they?
Mm.
No, not Lord of Flies.
Mm. Yeah, wasn't C.S. Lewis the same guy that wrote the Screw Tape Letters?
Yes. Yeah. No, Fellowship of the Ring came out in 54. Return of the King 55. Yeah. And I get. Hold on.
Okay.
on. Hello.
When I said I have a bunch of them wax papered ready to glue, I was not kidding. What the crap just fell? I don't need that this moment. So, this is me working. Steph, do you want to see the kitties?
Yeah.
One sec.
Mhm.
See,
There
Steph?
we go.
Aw,
Mm-hmm.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the
Mhm.
details.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see one that looks like my kitty.
Mm-hmm.
The middle one that I got the puzzle for because it looked a lot like the cat me and my brother used to have.
They're a demented orange tabby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, Lord of the Rings, they all came out within 54, 55, but it's like they were all written as one big, gigantic book in the first place, so that's not surprising.
And also, he wrote it over a long period, doing each
Yeah.
little story as bedtime stories to kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, just because
Yeah.
of when it released does not mean when he actually wrote.
Oh, I
that
know.
stuff.
Oh, God, yeah. If I were to pick up my thing, well, I started like that comic book. I started working on that thing back in '94. Okay, so or '94, '95.
I've got stuff I started writing when I was 11 that I
Yeah.
got finished or near finished that I've never actually released to
Mhm.
people.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if I let it out now, people would be going, "Oh, look at this new story," and it'd be like, "It's not new."
Yeah. Overnight success thing. It's like, you know how long it took to get to overnight.
All right, so I got a bunch of puzzles to finish up here. So obviously, these are gonna make such cute ornaments when I'm done with them. These got a set though, so I need to set these. Oh, up here will work for that one. So this is the thing. I'm working so hard. Did Steffi see? I have a life-size gnome. See?
Yeah.
He's so huggable. I mean,
Lydian's gonna love that.
Mm-hmm.
he knows about it. He was here when I opened it as a Christmas gift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here's a little, Doctor, is there a chance you may be pregnant? Me, if I am, I'm giving birth to some batteries.
Ooh. Nobody beats my bond. Sorry. That is what that made me think of. Steffi.
Ooh. Wow.
I've got puzzles. Yes, I do. Ta-da. Now, soon. Okay. Take this wax sheet and slide it over here. And glue, and glue, and glue, and glue. Oh, I found the puzzle I know Steph will like. Oh. Steffi?
Yeah.
How do you feel about tigers?
I love tigers.
How do you feel about me? Fuck off.
Oh.
This one is a really great puzzle. I did have a tendency to over tape these things down to get them to stay in place and to make sure that they weren't getting damaged. And now I can't find the scissors I had over here.
Oh, there's Maggie.
Oh. There's this one puzzle I used to have, and if I ever find it again, like on, I'm gonna have them send it to you.
What?
There's a puzzle of the Total Recall poster.
I mean, I'd have no interest in it, but sorry, I don't like that movie.
Well, I'm not saying do it for you.
I'm not just sitting here making you shit, woman. I
I'd
make
pay
good
you for
money
it.
on my honey. I make good money on my stuff. You don't have the money to keep paying me to do these fancy long-term projects for you.
Hmm.
I love you, but no. The bitch said no. I mean,
Yes, we know you're a bitch.
you saying that just reads as actually hyper hypocritical.
Well, I know I'm a bitch.
So does everybody else who's ever spoken to you.
Ay. Okay, it looks like Bob's got a long conversation on the phone right now.
Had scissors here.
Yeah.
Hell, fucking hell. Where'd the scissors go? There they are. Mm-hmm. This needs more cut.
Yeah, there's one bit of that movie last night, though, that literally had me choking up. And that was when,
Staff.
you know, they were, ooh, whoa.
This was one of the biggest bitches put together, and not because of size, but because all the pieces were freaking the same. That sky was an unholy terror.
Just to give you an idea of how much a fan I am of Tigers, Siegfried and Roy.
You want to get mauled by one?
No. But
oh, come on. You knew I had to take the cheap shot. One sec there. I'm coming.
Yes. The best shots of all are the cheapest shots because they don't cost anything.
Hey, Rob.
Yes. Who's this Rob? I'm James T. Kirk. As you know, look how handsome I am.
Steph.
I went into space.
One sec. Steph, after that laugh, you don't ever get to pick on Bob for his loud laugh again.
You know I went into space, don't you?
Sleep at night. It's kind of annoying.
I went into, both of you, I went into space. Some people said that's proof that some people have too much money. And I said, yes, and I'm one of them. Look at me. Look at me. I am the straw that stirs the drink. I am James T. Kirk.
You came in a mood today.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I just heard about the new straw.
How you doing, ladies?
I mean,
you're starring in an Alfred Hitchcock movie.
I'm gluing together puzzles to finish up making some artwork for the walls with them.
Oh, awesome!
See,
cool.
Awesome.
But it's a lot of steps to do everything. And I have a life-size gnome I keep showing off. See, look at the life-size gnome.
Life-size gnome. Oh, neato. Neato.
Hey.
Finished puzzles. Oh boy.
Super groovy keen. Hawkeye Slapson.
I'm trying to ignore half the shit you're saying.
Oh, well.
Please don't take it personal.
I never do. That's why I'm still friends with people.
There's some things I will say take personal if somebody says it or does it.
Mhm.
Really personal attacks, trying to go after your medical or mental issues, stuff like that. Fuck them, they can die, you know? But generally speaking, people don't have to agree with you or like you.
Mm.
I know that's a shocking prospect for a lot of people, but the world is not just about you.
Okay, Nurse Ratchet.
Don't make me come over there if you don't stop eating bread and pasta, bitch.
I
You should
gotta have
not
some
be
every
eating-
once in a while. I barely
It
ever
doesn't.
eat it.
It's not the number of times you eat it. Too much sugar or too much carbs can jack you and put you in a coma or kill you once. It's not a question of how often, it's a question of how much. You don't eat much a serving ever. Got it, bitch?
Fine, asshole.
I may be an asshole, but I'm trying to keep your dumb ass alive.
Yeah.
Mm,
God, I need a beer.
for God's sake.
Yes, I do mother hen everybody, by the way.
That's okay.
And sometimes she can annoy the hell out of people with her mother henning.
I don't care. I'm right.
Yeah. Oh, God.
There's a new
Yeah,
one having
Bob
somebody
cooked up
tell
some.
again.
What?
I was
Sorry.
mid-sentence. There's a new one I've heard of where people saying that having a birthday stream is egomaniacal or narcissistic. It's like, no. How does that work? Celebrating your birthday means you're all about you. It's like,
Well, yeah. Well, who's it going to be
Well-
about?
I mean, what am I supposed to spend my birthday on the phone with my mom going, way to take a dick?
Mm.
Oh, God.
Well, come on. That is how everybody came into this world. We all came out of a ball sack. At some point, even if it involved ejaculation into a cup, we all came out of a ball sack.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
I'm not wrong.
You just reminded me of a post I read on Reddit the other night. And some guy, broke his wrists and was healing up from him, but while he was healing up from him, he gave his pubes. So he asked his wife to do it. She was
Alright. This is your chance to get a first crack at this sucker.
I don't think I'm allowed to have that kind of thing.
Summer sausage?
Yeah.
Well, summer sausage is much better than the crap she's been having.
There you go.
Most of those are low sugar and low
Uh,
carb.
Okay. You go with him?
Dumb woman.
Don't.
Bread and carbs are bad. High sugar things are bad. Protein and fats are better for you with diabetic issues.
Big chunks of meat are good.
Yeah,
Start going.
stuff the meat in your mouth and learn to swallow it, bitch. I mean,
So why are you bringing it now?
Because either you, I was going to start chopping into it.
That's fine. You can leave me some.
Mm.
I need to take a nap.
All right then.
I mean, maybe give me a small chunk before I do.
Hold on.
you also need to learn to be less bitchy, Steph.
Uh-huh.
Make sandwiches to take with me to work
Mhm.
because I have who's not allergic to peanuts.
Mhm.
But I should know on one day.
Ba, 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 ba.
No, not that full. 50 in there? or-
No, Rob.
Oh, okay.
So how's everybody doing anyway?
Dealing with fake claimers, harassers, and assholes, not just from the outside.
That Melanie Mac thing is making the rounds. I don't usually like talking about other YouTube people
in a negative way.
in a negative way, but she could make her.
She's a piece of shit.
Well, I'll just say this: she could have made her point a lot better if she didn't have a statue of Lara Croft behind her.
No, this is the umpteenth time I've witnessed this stuff where she's absolutely abusive, hateful, treating people like crap, being a hypocrite and stuff. She is one of the worst grifters.
Okay.
I
My
cannot
big thing,
stand her, and I don't usually badmouth other people, but God, that woman.
One of my things was like she did that video about how to trigger liberals, and she was making eggs on a gas stove. I'm like, you think liberal people don't have gas stoves? I mean, sure we do. I'm like,
well, there's like the one she goes out constantly trying to paint herself as this loving Christian, and then does videos where she's screaming slurs constantly and saying she hates people. Videos where she says she's praying for people for pride, and it's a picture of Sodom and Gomorrah burning and saying she hopes they die like them and stuff like that. She's a piece of shit.
Yeah, not exactly the best example.
Yeah. So she is absolutely fake. And the thing is, she used to buddy bud with me and act all sweet to me and talk about what it's like trying to be more center or right when you're dealing with being the minority females and stuff. And suddenly I wasn't good enough for her when she was getting attention from bigger channels that didn't like me.
Oh, boy.
I don't like clout goblins.
Cloud goblins. I like that.
I don't care if somebody I get along with is huge or tiny or everyone hates them or everyone loves them. If they're nice to me and I don't see an issue with them, that's all that matters. I'm not going to pick a friendship because it's advantageous for some online career that means fuck all in 4 years,
Mm-hmm. I've been really fortunate that not a lot. I get along with a lot of people.
Well, the problem that I have is that everybody likes to especially fake claim women with certain issues. So I've had a target on my back from day one.
Let me plug in my camera.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Let me see. Plug in my camera.
And so how dare I have issues? It's like, well, they must be fake. It's like, no, that's your tits, sweetie. I mean,
what's that? I don't know. It's nothing.
That I try generally on my channel to have a rule of I don't mention other people unless it's positively and stuff like that. There's a few people I've made an exception with on that. There's a couple that are even worse than the ones I have bitched about, but I refuse to give them airtime because they're not worth it.
Mm-hmm. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, how you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I have to get a piece of green fabric to put behind me to make it look cooler. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night. I can't remember the rest of that poem.
That one I don't remember offhand.
Okay, there is a
the tiger.
poetry from
tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night. What immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? That doesn't rhyme.
Yeah, well, it's Byron.
Not all poetry has to rhyme, actually.
It's Byron. What do you expect? He was high as a fucking kite.
There is a.
He may pronounce the symmetry just to be weird.
There's an album of poetry from Beauty and the Beast with Ron Perlman reading all these poems, like Byron and other guys.
I thought I was going to say Ron Perlman. Oh, I thought you were going to say Ron Jeremy.
Oh,
tiger, tiger, burning bright.
Yeah. As he strokes his meat.
Staff, take a few more therapy sessions on. Rob, have you thought about therapy?
Yes. Quite a bit lately, actually.
Especially after leaving Las Vegas, especially, yeah.
You're like the goodness of the- Okay, yeah, I've been there in February. I know. Okay, today
Paint it white, slut.
we're going to try and say his name. Okay. Ah! Can I say a letter of his name?
If you yell like that while I'm on headphones again, I will come over to Colorado to throttle you until you were bleeding.
In other words, shut up, Bob.
Mm,
Steph,
Don't
the way
join that.
you yell and laugh all the time, you really don't have word to speak on this.
I try to
And then when
keep it
go-
to a minimum.
Everyone getting on about what David Lynchstein. We're kind of ignoring Bob Uecker died today too.
Yeah, he's calling games for. He's calling Babe Ruth now at bat.
Mhm, yeah. You can remember, the clip of him on the Tonight Show way back when he still had dark hair. Yeah.
Neither of those are people I follow, but all support to their fans and families.
Mhm.
See, that's the way to have that attitude.
Yeah.
It's not, well, I don't follow it. Who cares? It's, well, I
Mhm.
feel bad for the people going through it.
Mhm.
I've never understand these
Mhm.
people who, like, every
Yeah.
time it's reported on a celebrity death, the first thing they do is go, well, what about these people who died who nobody else was giving attention to? It's like, yeah, how about that? Let's give them attention too. That doesn't mean you have to badmouth this person's death.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
honey,
What?
that sounds just like that hag on the Bring Back Kirk list. When I mentioned that Lane Smith died and she started going on about Richard Biggs, I was like, "Fuck you, lady."
Yeah, those bad
It's
too. We're
not-
not denigrating
I
them.
understood this group because
Mhm.
this was a bunch of people who started going, well, why do we report on every celebrity death, but we don't report on the soldiers and stuff? It's like, well, why can't we do both? Why aren't both treated with reverence?
Yeah.
Because all
Mhm.
life is sacred, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
It's like, I
Yeah.
don't see that as a one or the
Mhm.
other thing. Why do we have to
Yeah.
bitch every time it's reported that a celebrity dies?
Mhm.
Instead of just going, well, also, we lost these soldiers. Let's give the families some support.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one soldier in a gut punch for me. That was Chris Kyle.
Well, that wasn't necessarily fucking murdered in that one, but
Also, fucking rest. I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna go on something else about somebody, but I have to go political to do that rant. Also, choke Ventura. I still did it anyway. Sorry.
Mhm.
That's fine.
But Euchre talking about was on the time. I said another thing talking about because he was catching and I forget the pitcher at the time he was with the Cardinals, but the pitcher was a knuckleballer, and the best way to catch knuckleball pitches is just wait till it stops rolling. So,
It's true.
and another one he said, well, he got to know the wives pretty well because they were sitting right behind home plate, and this week also going back getting the ball. Hey, how you doing? Doing that, going back there a lot, getting these wild pitches.
Mm. Oh God.
Apparently, talking about Joe Torre because he was a catcher too.
Mm-hmm.
He called him Chicken Catcher Torre because I think because apparently Joe had some similar problems. Over wow, what the fuck?
Oh, honey.
What?
I think I'm gonna tell Rob about that one bit in Reagan. Not when he was in the operating room, but the thing about George Shultz.
Can we
Just
stop
because
with
it's so
that,
funny.
please?
Well,
It's not political.
It is. It's a movie about a political life. I rolled my eyes and ignored it last time, but can we
Well.
not keep going on it?
yeah, let's pass.
Please.
Here we go again. Yeah.
Ronald Reagan. Oh well, there you go again. Where's I need an avatar for that.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Oh, I see.
Seriously, please don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Save it for the Miami stream. Then we can go nuts.
I really, really just detest any public show of any political anything anymore.
You know,
Nothing
let me,
against anybody who does. There's reasons I pulled away.
somebody asked me one time, why don't I do political humor on stage? This is because who am I? I'm nobody. You know,
Well.
nobody wants to hear that from me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I'm famous and then somebody asks me, okay, fine, I'll
Mhm.
tell them something. But right now I'm trying to build an audience.
Mm-hmm.
All I gotta do is for even the famous people. Nobody wants to hear it. Shut up about politics.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to make jokes at both sides, by the way, which
Mm-hmm.
fine. It's the political biases and the
Mhm.
preaching constantly and everything. It's just like, can't they just shut the fuck up?
One of the things I saw was that the Orange Man made things too easy for comedians.
I would argue that everybody in the last couple decades has made things too easy for the comedians.
Mhm.
Honestly, they've all just been too easy
Yeah.
to make shots at.
Uh,
And I'll leave it at that.
mhm.
There's a reason I moved away from any politics on either side, because I looked
Mhm.
at the people they were putting up and went, fucking
Yeah.
idiots.
Mhm.
And cackled like a witch, like
Mhm.
Stephanie does. I mean, I love you.
Yeah.
All right, you.
When I call you a witch and you respond with bitch, it just sounds like you're trying to rhyme and lazy.
Yeah. No, no.
You have got to work on your comebacks.
You have earned the title of bitch.
Oh, knock it off, okay? You're just coming across as mean.
And not even that. It's just
It's
not
not-
creative.
Not particularly clever.
She's bitchy in a good way, though.
You're not helping.
I know, Steph.
Oh.
But what I'm trying to do is help you insult people better for when we
Oh, I
war
will.
with idiots.
Mhm.
I wrote a script for a fake commercial, for another fake commercial, for another
Uh,
fake trailer.
Uh-huh.
After you ignored Andor for being a total snooze fest and shunned Ahsoka like she had Hep C at a frat party, comes the series that will guilt trip you into liking Star Wars again, featuring a cast that ticks so many boxes it might as well be an anti-defamation league meeting. Star Wars: The Acolyte.
The Acolyte. Power of one, the power of two, the power of
I
many.
get to that. It's 100 years before The Phantom Menace, and Trinity from The Matrix fights female Rick James and dies in the first 5 minutes, which is enough to kill your interest in the series. Seriously. Attack me with all your strength. I've read Bazooka Joe rappers with better dialogue than this.
Oh, fucking hell.
Meet OSHA, who is working illegally as a space mechanic on a ship where apparently a fire can burn in the vacuum of space. I know Star Wars isn't exactly known for its realism, but you're not even trying here.
Yeah.
The twins OSHA and May, who get their names from a soap company, will have as much trouble as Lucasfilm remembering if the Jedi are good guys or not. And told it's not about good or bad, it's about power by their mother, who's conceived them through the Force. Threads. Can they not use the Force word? What? Can they not use the Force anymore? And then the entire mountain, which is made of stone, burns down. What the hell? How's that even possible? Stone doesn't burn in any universe. Meet the Jedi Order of the Get High Republic. There's Nitro Bob, Quaker Oats Guy, Weapon X, and Squid Game, who learned English just to take this part, and it shows. Not knocking the guy, but he might want to find a new agent after this. Witness a coven of lesbian space witches who are desperately trying to go viral on TikTok.
God.
The power of many. That's what that was. They were desperate to go viral on TikTok. When female Rick James meets the mysterious stranger, she'll get more than she bargained for when he turns out to be the latest Disney-era Star Wars villain in the most obvious setup in television history, Smilo Ren. But that won't stop her from getting a glimpse. For a show directed by an openly lesbian woman, there's an awful lot of beefcake on display here. Then Smilo Ren kills off all the other Jedi you were almost growing attached to in what the internet calls the greatest lightsaber battle of all time. That's completely obscured by trees. Then watch as a rescue goes wrong and Squid Game offs lesbian space witches for no apparent reason. And then fights Smilo Ren in a Crouching Tiger style wire fight scene. Okay, Disney,
Okay.
time for a little harsh. Okay, Disney, time for a little harsh reality here. Star Wars is about good guys versus bad guys. It's that simple. Stop trying to make the good guy the bad guy, and the bad guys misunderstood.
Mhm.
That doesn't work. Go back to writing 101, or at least hire people who know something about anything.
Mhm.
Now, to add to that thought, yes, were there always complexities within the Jedi Order and there were
Yeah.
mistakes
Yes.
made and other stuff, but they were generally good and fighting for good. That was the difference.
Yes.
hmm
Like all good people on Earth, we're
Mhm.
all complicated and have our fuck ups.
Mhm.
Be sure to miss the latest reason that the franchise you love is now completely and utterly in the toilet. Escape from Bitch Mountain. Only on Disney Plus. You know, they would have been
Hey,
better off
Schmoopy.
buying Star Wars and sitting on it.
Mhm.
Kid, would you be offended if I went through this stream later and clipped that to play on my channel as a video?
Not at all.
Yeah, so was a good promo.
Beth,
What?
In fact,
It gets my
Go ahead.
it gets me out there. I always like when people share my stuff.
Get some
in
buzz.
fact, would Steph and Bob be willing to mute for a few minutes so you could actually do it uninterrupted from us?
okay, just one quick thing, and then I'm actually going to be out of here for a while because I got to
Okay.
take a nap.
Okay.
Yes, and you're already bad. Now what?
I was just wondering if sometime if you would mind if we made some homemade summer sauce. I've been wanting to do it for a while, but
We don't have the equipment to make sausage, dear.
Summer sausage?
It kind of
You
requires
just
a
do it
meat.
in the oven, dumb nuts.
I think you kind of need a grinder of some sort to make.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you need a meat grinder.
Yeah, you need a meat grinder. My dad used to make sausage all the time, or as I used to call them, meat sickles.
Mhm.
Well, the kind I'm thinking of uses hamburger.
Oh, okay.
Still, you still need a bit of
still-
grinder and a
If
casing
you're
and
gonna
something.
make a proper summer sausage or sausage, a grinder so you can really grind it fine.
Yeah,
Because just straight hamburger is not going to have the texture.
yeah. Get a season sucker up and thing. It's easier just to spend the $4 at Walmart and get one.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like,
My-
yes, you made lasagna from scratch before, and it's only reinforced why I better just get the Stouffer's one and save about $5. You know.
Anyway,
I do
guys,
want everyone muted so he can do that uninterrupted by our all cackling and comments.
well, I'm
The whole-
gonna
the whole
get out of
thing?
here for a while
Yes.
just because
okay.
I
All right,
need to nap.
Steph, go to bed.
So, catch you later.
Rob, mute
All right.
everybody but Rob and make him big for a minute.
All right, and
You can do it as your avatar or you can do it on your camera. It's your choice.
hold on.
Camera, I do think is better.
Okay, well, let me get the camera. Let me bring the camera down.
Mhm.
It's on my mount here.
I'll see about putting some graphics to it later. Yeah.
I get so many ideas. It's like I can't even fight them. Okay, well, let me. I need a facelift. All right.
Not gonna touch that line.
Here we go. After you ignored Andor for being a total snooze fest and shunned Ahsoka like she had Hep C at a frat party, comes the series that will guilt trip you into liking Star Wars again, featuring a cast that ticks so many boxes, it might as well be an Anti-Defamation League meeting. Star Wars: The Acolyte. It's 100 years before the Phantom Menace, and Trinity from The Matrix fights female Rick James and dies in the first 5 minutes, which is enough to kill your interest in the series completely. Seriously, attack me with all your strength. I've read Bazooka Joe rappers with better dialogue than this. Meet Osha, who is working illegally as a space mechanic on a ship where apparently fire can burn in the vacuum of space. I know Star Wars isn't exactly known for its realism, but you're not even trying here. The twins, Osha and May, who get their names from a soap company, will have as much trouble as Lucasfilm remembering that the Jedi. I flubbed that. The twins, Osha and May, who get their names from a soap company, will have as much trouble as Lucasfilm remembering if the Jedi are good guys or not, and are told it's not about good or bad, it's about power by their money who can see them through the Force. I mean,
Yeah, might want
Threads.
to.
I mean, can they not use the Force anymore?
Might want to try another run at just slower.
Okay, yeah,
The common thing. Yeah, I know. It's the place to
All right.
it.
From the
I
top.
was gonna say try
Yeah.
again because you kind of are flubbing more now that you're focusing.
Yeah.
Okay.
The common thing.
From the top.
Start skipping words and all that stuff. Yeah.
Let me do that off so I
Yeah.
can hear myself better.
Just make it nice and slow and plotting and really epic voice guy.
Okay, Bob. Now hush so you can start.
Okay. Let me do it off of this ear because so I get my closer to the mic. After you ignored Andor for being a total snooze fest and shunned Ahsoka like she had Hep C at a frat party, comes the series that will guilt. For fuck's sake. After you ignored Andor for being a total snooze fest and shunned Ahsoka like she had Hep C at a frat party, comes the series that will guilt trip you into liking Star Wars again. Featuring a cast that ticks so many boxes, it might as well be an Anti-Defamation League meeting. Star Wars, The Acolyte. It's 100 years before The Phantom Menace, and Trinity from The Matrix fights... Son of a bitch!
You think this is easy, people? This is the kind of shit we go through. It's a simple little 1-2 minute script, and it takes 15-20 minutes just to get it down. Okay.
All right, from the top again. After you ignored Andor for being a total snooze fest and shunned Ahsoka like she had Hep C at a frat party, comes the series that will guilt trip you into liking Star Wars again. Featuring a cast that ticks so many boxes, it might as well be an Anti-Defamation League meeting. Star Wars, The Acolyte. It's 100 years before The Phantom Menace, and Trinity from The Matrix fights female Rick James and dies in the first 5 minutes, which is enough to kill your interest in this entire series. Seriously? Attack me with all your strength? I've read Bazooka Joe rappers with better dialogue than this. Meet Osha, who is working illegally as a space mechanic. Fuck me running.
Why do they do it in sections? I don't know.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to record
I'm not
it?
good at editing, so maybe just record it and send it to me.
Yeah, I'll record it. I'll record the audio. I'll record the audio. I have better. I can hook up.
Send me the script and see if I can actually pull it off, and just put it as you.
We could all take a run at it here. Okay.
I got.
I could always try.
Do my best, Don LaFontaine, and
Hell, actually, I could see that being really funny if I did that with Tourette's ticking in it.
Oh God!
Fuck off!
We do a series of it.
Let me upload the script to Google Drive. Hang on.
How about this? Any of these you want us to share to promote you, we could have written by you. I could see how many of them I could record and just let them go with the ticks in them and post them as videos like that.
Yeah, the only downside is
with written by you, with you in the description on it.
Let me see what we got here. It's an idea.
Tick, 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 tick.
I mean, I rather like the fact that I've been able to avoid that show. So,
Oh God, how did they make me hate Star Wars?
It was a long effort, but they started slow because it's like first there's by putting out a rehash of the first one. Essentially, it's a beat for beat thing, except that killing Obi-Wan's not the same thing as killing Han.
Let me see. File information. Share. Restricted. Anyone with link. There you go. Done.
Message it to me on X so I can actually access it when I can reach things.
Sure.
And yeah, we could put any scripts we think of that we want to do fun little videos and trailers with each other on. And then we can all just take whacks at things and see if we can promote each other, basically.
Maybe rotate the announcers, keep changing voices every few minutes.
How many subs do you have on your channel there, Rob?
I think 2,300.
So close to mine.
So Black Shaggy had been very good to you. Yeah.
I got kind of derailed by Midnight's Edge. It's not in a. I don't mean that in a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
But
you were focusing more there than on your own.
Well, they sucked all the attention away, you know. But
yeah, it's like I said. I don't mean that. I don't mean that in a bad way, but that's just kind of the way it worked out.
Well, even Jeremy's D-Day Cobra account has almost no followers. People just follow your big channels you're working on.
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of the nature of the beast.
Yeah, Geeks and Gamers gets all the attention. What is the other stuff?
Like hell, even with following like Call Me Chris and Oompa, their second channels where they do all their more personal stuff and their crazy stuff together and stuff have like a 20th their main channel viewers.
Yeah.
And actually, I think some of the stuff on those was better than the main channels. That's the nature of the beast. People tend to like the channel they think is the main.
Yeah.
Now, there are some who have good success with having multiple channels that are all highly successful. They tend to be when the channels are basically not related in almost any way. You know?
Oh, yeah. I need to sit back from the camera.
SpaceX got another rocket back down to the pad.
Pardon.
Hey. Bob, make me big real quick.
Hold on.
It's still a little wet, so you'll see a little white on it, but...
Come on, let me do that. There we go.
It's set enough now you guys can get a better look at least.
Digger!
Ooh, big kitty.
Once the white sets, you can see the sky. This one was such a bitch. The sky pieces were almost impossible to figure out. And some sadistic asshole made these almost identical and exact cutout with only two cutout piece types.
Yeah.
Tiny pieces with this solid of a color.
Yeah. So that one's definitely not coming apart.
No. And I still did it because I love the tiger.
Yeah.
But holy.
Yeah.
And for the size of it, it's actually got a ton of pieces. They're tiny.
Yeah.
Like, I love my tiger. I should have been wary when I was buying a puzzle at the dollar store. But I'm not. Sometimes they get some good puzzles at the dollar store, actually.
See, I always thought of myself as the Harold Ramis of Midnight's Edge.
Yeah.
Look at this. Nice timing, Bob.
Okay.
Look at this. They get some decent. They may not be really fancy thick pieces, but they get some really decent puzzles at the dollar store.
Yeah.
And if you're gluing the crap out of them and putting them on hardback and stuff, the thin ones can still make some pretty good solid art. It has won.
I should try getting that Deep Space 6 out of again.
Why is it when I hold this up, I want to say man cub?
I don't know.
Yes, I'm fanning it to dry it faster. I have many more things to glue together yet.
Okay, that ain't gonna work.
And the flowery scene. I'm gonna go through some sites and see if I can get some places that I can have a bunch of puzzles made of my photography. And find out how much it would cost to actually make some merch I can sell like that.
Yeah. Something that Matt Jeffries used to do for as Christmas gifts to everyone on the Star Trek casting crew is he would take these puzzles, put them all together, then gesso them so they're all white, then do an original drawing or painting on them, and then break it all up, put it back in the box, and and give that.
Well, you can buy blanks to make your own puzzles.
Yeah. Well, this is
wood
back in
and
the-
other types and stuff.
This is mid '60s. I don't know. Well, Dorothy Fontana said she got one of the castle in Squire of Gothos.
I need chocolate, or I'm gonna commit a homicide.
Mhm.
Do you mind cracking, Tim? Suck this.
Sugar meat. No, they kind of made a big deal of them getting a different narrator type, but it's like everything I'm hearing now is Andre. So I'm guessing something didn't work out.
Not to sound big-headed, but you know.
Yeah. You lost your chance, buddy boy.
Anyway.
Mhm. Picked up a couple more followers.
Has that idiot commented to us from my videos again?
Mm.
I haven't even looked since I made fun of him yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mocked and moved on. It's like, okay. Well, now I'm curious. Aw. I'm at the point right now I can't do much more for a bit. There's so much stuff damp drying around me that I really can't put anything else down to try to glue for a bit. I think I have mercifully reached a point where I have to take a break.
Mm-hmm.
Probably means it's time to head into the computer soon.
Could be.
It is a little easier to get stuff done in there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
Oh God.
Oh, what? What
I
happened?
have to send this to you guys. 1 sec.
Mhm.
I'll put it in the group chat. Read the whole thing.
Let me see.
Oh, okay. We're good here. Oh,
Bless his
dear.
heart. He tried. Hello, K70.
Oh, jeez. Small world.
I'll take you down for an A in the class. Excuse me. So chapter 2, right?
He tried.
Game of Thrones fanatic, huh? Oh, yeah.
You do got to give him effort. He gave it an L.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Of course, it's going to be awkward next time in class.
Yeah. That's the danger with the dating websites that actually pay attention to your region and match you to people close to you.
Yeah.
I've talked to people who've been matched to family members on those before.
Mm,
And you're sitting there going, ew.
that's awkward. Yeah.
I'm not Southern. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Not that much of a redneck.
well, they try to match you to people in your town or near your town.
Mm-hmm.
Where I grew up,
Yeah.
most of those towns are like half my relatives.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to match you to somebody in town, guess what odds are?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, crap. I'm related to you?
Yeah. We have so much in common. Yeah, we share, uncles. Okay.
See, New Haven is such a small town. They say, it's not a small town. I'm like, it's not a big city either. But there's 100,
Yeah.
110,000, 100,000 people here. They say 130,000. It's more like 110.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a
And
small town. I'm sorry. I'm going to agree with that.
That's not a small town. It's not a big
No.
city. It's not a big city either.
Medium size there, but we have suburbs that
It's
size.
a city technically, but it's not a big city.
Yeah.
But what happens is you have a lot of people, like you said, dating sites are useless because nobody actually wants to meet anybody. And what happens is people just tend to hook up within their circle of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Something I call in dating.
You call that a small town. The town I was born in is one of the bigger towns in this story I'm going to give you.
Yeah.
And it's about less than 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
The town my mom lives in has about 600
Mm-hmm.
and no stores or anything. The town my mom lived in when she was a kid has 28 people.
Jeez. That's a
I
hamlet.
lived in a small I lived in a small town on the out next to the res, just outside of the land,
Yeah.
that had about 300 people for a while when I was a kid. Understand when you say small town, my brain goes to
Well, my thing is it feels a lot smaller because everybody seems to know everybody. Everybody knows each other's business, and you can't get away. You can't get away from it.
Mhm.
That's always the problem.
Yeah.
that even happens in major cities anymore. It's because all these neighborhoods are cliquey. They become very
Yeah.
shut off little communities everywhere else, and everyone in those
Mhm.
areas knows each other.
I knew three.
Mhm.
I knew three girls,
Mhm.
3 women, girls. I don't know. They weren't
Mhm.
mature enough to be women,
Mm-hmm.
but all of them knew each other, dated the same guy,
Mm-hmm.
and had no problem with it.
Yeah.
Like people say,
Yeah.
"Oh, well,
Mhm.
they're don't look down on a polyamorous life." No, it wasn't a polyamorous lifestyle. They
There's
just
no
all-
selection.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, you're gonna cross
That's why when
paths.
you got these people in these cities who go, never date your friend's ex, it's like, well, if that happened in small towns, nobody would ever get married and everyone would die
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because there's not enough people.
What's
And
that?
it is getting very close to dry. The color is getting much more vivid. See?
Now, my grandparents in
Here.
Laverne, Oklahoma. Population as of the 2020 census, 1,223.
That's still
That could
when I'm at my mom's
Mhm.
house,
Mhm.
it's technically a few hundred, and half of them are like scattered for like 20 miles on these back roads in the mountains.
Mhm.
And we have to go over multiple mountain passes for almost
Mhm.
an hour to get to a town big enough to go shopping or go to a
Yeah.
hospital or anything.
Mm-hmm. Like from my front, the front porch of my grandparents' house. I could look their way. Okay, see the edge of town that way. Look there. Yep, there's the other one. It's spread out
So,
quite a bit since there, but where was
You
that?
could, you could do that at my mom's place if it
Mhm.
wasn't so many sharp hills every block.
Mhm.
Like,
we're talking Oklahoma Panhandle. Very flat.
But like I said, the whole
Mhm.
as the Venn diagram of dating. Actually, I need to do
Mhm.
for.
Yeah.
I need to do.
Mhm.
And here's my circle, just here on the edge,
Yeah.
so that just enough, but it doesn't quite reach, but just enough.
Ow.
Yeah.
Ow. I'm having.
Yeah.
that's why when people went, well, what
Mhm.
did you do for relationships? It's like, well, when I was in these towns, I didn't date because
Mhm.
everyone my fucking age was one of my cousins.
Well, I keep saying it's still
Mhm.
the. I don't know what it is, the water or the
Mhm.
if it's the water or the something in the air or the pollution or the
Mhm.
pizza or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Everybody all these broads are saying like, I want a challenge. I want an attitude. I want a challenge. You're 45.
Mhm.
What do you want a fucking attitude for?
Your options are dwindling rather
Look,
rapidly here.
speaking as somebody who went through that period of dating all of the biggest scuzzballs and assholes, it gets old really fast. Marry your best friends. Marry the good guys. Get the hell away
Mhm.
from those pieces of shit.
Mhm.
No, they haven't learned yet.
Yeah, I went through that phase, but I was 15 to 19.
Mhm.
There's a difference, fuckers. I mean, and that's because there is something ingrained with wanting a tough guy, and there's psychology to that. Goes back to the hunter-gatherer eras and all that stuff. I get that, but you got to break the cycle, you dumb bimbos. Then again, look how many women simp for serial killers.
That Bill Hicks bit, about Satan. I could change him. Hey, aren't you the Prince of Darkness? Shut up.
But he loves me, damn it. He loves me. I know he loves me. Okay, that's hitting a little personal the more I say it out loud. Anyway, I know I was messed up, but at least I've acknowledged it and moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for fuck's sake. When am I getting an update from Reverb?
Mm-hmm.
I will never understand the women who chase after these absolute scuzzballs. Like, it gets old so fast. Hell, I left them when I realized what they were. I fell for them because I was stupid and they were hot. I mean, is it terrible to say it that way?
No, it's not.
And they were abusive sacks of shit. And then I went, why am I dating you? You're such a piece of ew. You know, you get the whole meme in your head, the ew, brother, ew.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I chasing after these piles of dumpster heat? And the more I thought that, the more I went, well, how about I stop chasing after these piles? I did. I married my best friend, who is a ginormous pain in the ass and a pervert. But he's a nice pervert. I mean,
and he's your pervert, goddammit.
And I love him. Fucking hell. I mean,
at the National Perversity Outreach Fund.
I would not go back to dating those pieces of shit.
We match perverts. We match perverts in your area to women willing to date them.
Someone write that down. We got to work that up.
National. Let me hold on before. Let me type it out.
Oh no! You got to also acknowledge the women that are perverts too in this story.
Yeah.
If you're a woman who's a pervert, we can find a match for you.
These guys will give you every kinky little fetish you're into.
Yeah.
And they will do it with a smile on their faces, bitch. I mean,
Do it. I got my little PBS, pledge drive voice right now.
We match willing perverts
We
with
hear
men
them.
or women willing to meet them and explore their perversity.
Mhm.
Explore their perversity together.
Perversity. Yeah.
Perversity.
Yeah. Mhm.
if you are a pervert or know a pervert,
Or would like to know a pervert.
wow, bow, chicka, bow, wow. I mean, that response should say something about me.
Contact our directors right now. We can help.
Know of a pervert
Yeah.
or would like to meet one.
Welcome to the inner workings of how we write our demented comedy. We say something demented and go, hey, wait a minute, let's go with
Hey,
this.
That's a bit. What do you think they did in the National Lampoon office all those years? I was born too late.
Oh.
Do you think I would have worked well in a lot of these community cultures?
Oh God, you would have taken over.
if you're a pervert, know of a pervert, or would like to meet one, we can help. Okay, that's the fleshed out. That's it's the germ of an idea.
One sec, I'll be back.
Dial 1-500.
Our staff of
Our staff of trained
sickos are available 24/7.
Trained degenerates. Trained degenerates are willing. Are there 24 are here 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day to help you in your most debased, immoral.
We peruse the web looking at the most perverse sites imaginable. Some we can't even say the name of.
Immoral preference. Immoral, most debased, immoral instincts.
And we bring it straight to you.
Right up the pooper.
And we bring it straight to you, right up the pooper.
Whichever orifice you're into.
Or whichever, I like that. Or whichever orifice. Or whichever orifice you derive the most pleasure from.
We've even got guys who specialize in nostrils. Okay, no.
Hey, we don't judge. We don't judge. That's our entire business model.
Yeah. Like no, we don't judge. We take your money.
Dial 1-500.
Wanks a lot.
Huh? Wanks a lot. I like that one. I like that. Yeah, we'll use it as a placeholder.
Yeah.
Operators are standing by.
One-handed.
I thought of wanks a lot because I was thinking of the whole mix-a-lot thing.
Yeah, well, we'll use it as a placeholder. Like I said, what do you think they did in National Lampoon all those years? That's how they come up with their best stuff. They throw an idea out, and everybody, you're a good man, Charlie Manson. Yeah. National Pervert Outreach Program. You'll both get a writing credit.
Where we
can help you.
We can help you help yourself to the most nymphotic sluts on the earth.
We can help you. That's before. We can help you help yourself.
Feeling a little handsy? Come
Help
on
yourself.
down.
We can to the most sluts?
Most nymphotic sluts on earth.
Nymphotic sluts. Sluts and horniest horniest men on earth.
Sounds like my kind of place. I mean,
sounds like my kind of place.
Oh,
You gotta throw a couple whips in there. Whoopsh.
And I got the whips and paddles in the other room.
Well, like I said, but that's just kind of.
I think probably the
That's
writing
our
crap.
fire
You know,
business.
a couple of smacks from my writing crap.
At the National Pervert Outreach Foundation, we match willing perverts with men and women willing to meet them and explore their perversity together. If you're a pervert, know of a pervert, or would like to meet one, we can help. Our trained staff of degenerates are here 24 hours a day to assist you in your most debased immoral instincts. I'm going to change that word assist. Assist you. Assist you in exploring your most debased immoral instincts, as long as they're legal within the continental United States. As long as they're legal in all the 50 U.S. states and Canada, in all 50 U.S. states and Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So ritual self-deletion's okay, at least for the Canada part.
Mexico is still kind of still kind of a gray area.
Mexico's pending. Yeah.
Mexico's still kind of a gray area, so it's pending. Mexico is pending. That's still a gray area.
When Shatner doing his I am Canadian type thing. Yeah. I have gone where no man has come before, but their father said it was okay.
We bring it straight, and we bring them straight to you, right up the pooper, or whichever orifice you derive the most pleasure from. We don't judge. That's our entire business model. We can help you help yourself to the most nymphonic sluts and horniest men on earth. Sounds like my kind of place.
Mm-hmm.
Dial 1-500 Wanks-a-Lot. Operators are standing by, and they'll be ready to help everywhere.
Probably one-handed. Yeah.
Help. Standing by, and are waiting to help, and are waiting to assist you. Probably one-handed. And save.
I mean, somehow get a sound effect going.
Get the lotion ready.
Yeah.
Squeal, pig.
Just hope it's not one of those things where you got to do it for real to get the right sound effect.
No, you just rub your hands together.
Or just find a clip, steal the sound effect.
Yeah.
Actually, I got news for you. Recording the sound, it doesn't sound right on mic from recording the real thing.
Oh, okay. Then we'll find something to get the image. I was thinking
That's something you'll know is adult movies. They actually import a lot of those sounds in over it because the actual sounds don't record well.
Yeah. There's something that Mel Blanc found out the hard way is that when they're doing Bugs Bunny stuff, nothing sounds like a carrot but a carrot.
Yeah.
And Mel hated carrots. So
Mel was allergic. He was allergic to carrots. From what I remember.
I hate him. But it's like it wouldn't work. They tried celery. They tried things. It's like, so he had to have a carrot and then spit it out the side of the mouth.
He had a bucket. Yeah, a bucket right there in the recording studio, so he could spit it out.
Depends on what you're recording. Sometimes only the reel works. Sometimes the reel doesn't sound right. Because when you record it, you lose the sound. Like real guns do not sound like guns to anybody who watches movies.
I mean,
usually that 30-80's fired and the sound effects from a 44 Desert Eagle.
Oh yeah,
well, often real guns people think are fireworks.
Yeah, they sound like cap guns.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's that first Raiders of the Lost Ark movie where he pulls out the Colt 45 and it makes that deep boom. I'm like, come on, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It doesn't make that sound.
No.
No,
I had to look it up on. Okay, yeah, that's the one I'm for.
That really loud, deep boom. Boom, 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 boom.
I was actually kind of messing with the Bond gun barrel opening.
Oh yeah.
I need to find a sound effect. It's like, I had to go to like a 44 Desert Eagle.
And like, because the Walther PPK, it's like a 380. It's like, you know, just a pop.
Pap, pap, pap.
Yeah, not very impressive.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was might have been when I was doing my Never Say Never Again edit. Because part of the thing is like put in the gun barrel opening. Because somebody had mocked up a thing where they put Sean Connery's head on whoever Bond, and they duplicated that.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the Bond theme in there, and there was supposed to be another theme song, which is much better theme song, actually. But the thing is, the one they went with was the guy that was married to the producer. So,
Okay.
but they put that over the opening titles to Thunderball with the graphics, so, and it makes it a much better film, really.
It's interesting sitting here gluing all this stuff together.
Yeah. And with that one, just added a couple of music beds during the fight with the guy in the weight room and all stuff. Put in, I put in the music bed from, I think it's from on Her Majesty's Secret Service. There's a big long track that fits in there because I think originally they didn't have any music at all. But my big thing that I personally was during the motorcycle chase scene, put the Bond theme on over that. And it's like, except for a pause it when he gets in the load up in the semi, and then start it up again when he jumps out. It fits perfectly. Yeah, that was the big thing missing from that movie, was the lack of the Bond theme.
All right.
Yeah, I probably would have fit. I probably would have fit in very well at the National Lampoon office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At the 70s.
Yeah.
Mute me, Bob.
Up.
Mute it quick.
There you go. I think all the guys that came out of that office are like. Is it Harold Ramis?
Harold Ramis.
I think Belushi was with them for a while.
Yeah, John Belushi was part of the stage show.
Yeah.
Bill Murray.
Yeah. Doug Kenny.
Doug Kenny. Mike O'Donoghue.
Mm-hmm.
Just about everybody who was involved in the first season of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, it's like a big chunk of them. Yeah.
Gilda Radner.
Mm-hmm.
Annie Beats.
Mm-hmm. I remember one issue of National Lampoon magazine. There's one of those little photo thing where the caption, but talking about, okay, take this, drink that, to smoke this, I made myself completely sober. Countered every drug she took. It's like they cancel each other out.
They did one piece. I don't know if it's a piece or if it's if it was like a photo spread. Hitler was on vacation in the Bahamas, just having a grand old time, and and eventually they got they were doing a photo piece. It's like, well, what if Hitler went on vacation in the Bahamas? Yeah. And are we on the air? I said the H word. Damn it!
No, we're too late anyway.
The German. They went on the bad guy, the German bad guy, or the Austrian bad guy. What do you want to say?
Yeah.
They sent they called them up wherever they were, and they said, yeah, we're gonna have to, put an end to the bad guy's mustache man's vacation. It's costing us a lot of money here.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it turned out to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking Vacation is actually the John Hughes story, Vacation 57.
Mm.
The original story.
Yeah.
That appeared in Lampoon. At the end, his father shoots Walt Disney, goes to jail. That's what we need. Offensive. We need offensive humor now. Again, we need like edgy kind of boundary pushing, offensive humor.
Mm-hmm.
Like that ad, if Ted Kennedy drove a Volkswagen, he'd be president today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody's afraid. Oh, well, we can't say that. I'm like, say it.
I think probably no bigger fan of the Apollo space program than Teddy Kennedy, because same time that Chapek was blowing off, that's when the moon landing handle kind of blew everything off the front page. Oh, not yet. Because I found man lands on the moon down there. Chappaquiddick, over here. So while everyone's watching Neil Armstrong and Buzz bounce around on the moon, they're dealing with Teddy on the side there. No, I tried it. Yeah, sure you did. So if you look off the side of the bridge, there's the car right there under maybe a foot of water, but part of it's still sticking out. Yeah, you really tried, Teddy. At that time, it's every day you see with a blonde in his arm, none of them his wife.
Yeah. Yeah, they always say, well, in Europe they always have mistresses. I'm like, yeah, okay, you have mistresses, but I draw the line at Berlusconi.
Yeah, that's over. That's too much. That's a little overkill.
Bunga bunga.
Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, we like a fun-loving prime minister, but shit, let's want to reel this in and get some work done.
Yeah, when Henry Beard was editor of National Lampoon, he when someone would throw out an idea, he would always say, tempting. Means it could be tempting good or tempting bad.
Yeah. Especially got Michael Donahue in the writing staff. Oh yeah, let's go there.
Tempting.
Or one of the bits though is like Garrett Morris is Tina Turner, but they're doing their version of Proud Mary, and Mr. Mike is the one on with the guitar and talking about the story of rabbits with very proud of the long years. Rabbits worked in a factory, and part of the job part of the requirements is they had to have their ears cut short because it would get caught in the machinery.
Yeah,
but this one rabbit was proud of his very long ears and refused to cut them. And one day got caught in the machinery. He got pulled in and got turned into something resembling tomato bisque. And while Garrett is over here doing roll and had the gears turning rolling, and it's like this.
Nope, pardon me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I got to tweak Sinead here, but
there, she lost signal. Not today, Kermit. Sorry, we have to wrap up in just a few minutes here. It's Thursday. I have my Thursday night stuff going on in very short time here.
No problem.
We have a few more minutes, but I don't have time to bring in anyone new, is what I was telling Kermit there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that was my mom.
Oh, okay.
Do not unmute because I'm doing this. I do this while she's talking to me all the time.
Okay. All right. Okay. I wasn't quite sure if you were done yet or not.
No. My mother doesn't have an off switch.
Yeah.
She only had an off switch now because she was driving back from the city and she lost signal on the mountains.
Ah. So expect a call back anytime now. Yeah. Once you get
Nah,
clear.
she knows I have Thursday nights, so she can't really bug me.
Ah.
But she had to tell me a few things quick before she lost signal. It's like, oh, good Lord. Yes, Rob, my mom talks to me a lot.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Some days I'm really glad for it, and some days I'm sitting there going, Mom, shut up. The problem is that Tiki has opinions too. So when I'm having a good mood and talking to my mother, the most that happens is a tongue click here and there. But when I'm in a bad mood and don't feel like being social and my mom wants to talk, I keep ticking fuck off and crazy old bitch. Luckily, my mom has a sense of humor about that. So. I wonder how many puzzles I've glued together today. So we do generally need to wrap up here in just a couple minutes. It's nice to get a stream in. And it's nice to have a day when I'm not ticking a lot and it's not making my head spin. And
charge up my headset for later.
I keep doing puzzles. Yay!
Yeah.
I might have to bug my husband to come home so he can help me put stuff around in different places so I can keep gluing.
Yeah.
I moved all the ones that were set over onto the finished ones while I was up, but I'm already filling back in the space around me again.
I figured at some point, needling and Prince Sinead about, things like, she's going to notice I'm live. So if a very, slightly angry Scottish woman comes in, how dare you start saying chips and chicken nuggets are fine?
How dare you start saying that?
Yeah, start doing that. Stop it.
He was trying to get you in here, woman. He's a pain in our asses too. Kick his ass.
Am I going to stream anytime soon? Yeah, I'm gonna stream. Actually, I probably stream some Grand Theft Auto.
You also could always add your stream to the ones here and join.
That's actually true.
Too.
Yeah.
I like doing Black.
Then you can get some hours up and try to get some more people in.
Yeah. I do I still do. Well, I still play as Black Shaggy on the character I created. It looks like Black Shaggy on Grand Theft Auto. He runs around just with a pair of leopard skin boxer shorts.
Yeah. If you got the button up top saying stream on your channel, then go for it.
Yeah. Black Shaggy. You know why? Black Shaggy. That's why.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. I gotta do another Black Shaggy. They have the freaking Velma. They have the Velma Halloween special, so I could squeeze even just a little bit more out of Black Shaggy.
God. Okay, so Guy out on TikTok asked the ladies in his audience, "What sex feel like to you?" This is some of the comments in it.
Oh God.
You know when someone is scratching your back and misses the part that is actually itchy?
Oh boy.
It's an acting career, baby.
Yeah.
It's like listening to your favorite song, but it pauses right before the best part. Like you're about to sneeze and it never happens.
Yeah.
When you go to the fridge because you're starving, but you leave empty-handed. It's kind of like when your kids help you clean and you tell them they did a good job, but you end up doing it yourself. You know how when you do a group project, but in order to finish up, you end up doing all the work yourself? It's like kind of like that. And I'm reading this going, girls get better men.
Mhm. You know, because she's talking about somebody else doing. I think it's a gal putting together something or other. He said, I don't approve of the chicken stock with shrimp, but she added veggies, which is good for the kids. I wouldn't eat it, but she's feeding the large family and not just throwing frozen chicken nuggets and chips in the oven. And I came back with, not that there's anything particularly wrong with chicken nuggets and chips. And she just went, Robert, I swear to God, I will cook you proper homemade chicken and chips and veg, and you'll never touch that supermarket frozen section shit again.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Put it.
I'm losing my ever loving mind.
Let's say cooking channel. ...
Welcome to the freak show.
Yes, I think it's kind of bought because I was fixing, mashed potatoes from scratch because I had a bunch of Yukon Gold potatoes I had to do something with. I was chatting with her during that. She, the fact that I was using an actual potato masher and not one of the. And she pointed out a couple of things. So we kind of friends before, but now it's just kind of like And again, finally figure, yeah, we are actually probably related, going back about 11 generations before the common thing, but at least, but still.
All right, let's wrap. Let's wrap this up.
All right, so I got that right about that here to get the channel things.
Did I change? No, my channel's still Robot Shlomo.
Mm-hmm. So, and actually, I do have some editing to do because I got the thing over there for the.
Yeah. How's that new editing software working out for you?
Well, the thing is, you can't do anything more than 60 seconds.
Oh,
for free there. So I got the other thing. It's still got Premiere working.
It should. You should. That's freaking no. It's
No, I put that's a
DaVinci Resolve should work no problem. No restrictions on it.
Well, I don't know. I was hitting the paywall. Okay, just leave it aside for now. But yeah, the other computer, Premiere, is fine. It's just unfortunately the computer's kind of overloaded, so I got little slow doing stuff. And if that doesn't, then I also got a laptop with even a newer version to throw that up. My thing is I can't just render it and do it because I got to edit big chunks where I'm yelling at stuff. So
if DaVinci Resolve is only allowing you to edit a 60-second clip, it's likely because you've accidentally set a very short default clip duration for your project. Okay, to fix this, go to File, Project Settings, Editing, check the standard still duration.
Oh, okay.
Setting to adjust the default clip length. Make sure it's set to a longer duration if you want to edit longer clips without manually extending each time.
All right.
Bye.
All right.
All
I think I did this, so we'll talk at you later, kids.